All right, we are live with Metro from Mars. Everybody say hello to Metro.
Ground control to Major Slur.
What?
Metro's.
What's
Easy phone home.
what? What's Martian for hello? ¿Cómo estás?
No,
Hey,
no, 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 no. It's Kamala.
Mala.
Did you did you see that the Kamala bullshit? I'm like,
That
I
was
wanted to say, is your staff so white? Not one of you even speaks street Spanish. Come on, guys.
The best part was how they were like it was being shared unironically of all these people. Like, I love this, and I'm just sitting there like, oh,
no. See, what happened was they got the marketing team from Chevrolet.
oh, the Nova. Yeah, the Nova.
Oh,
Yeah,
no,
So yeah, since the 40K hobby has somewhat stagnated, I think for a lot of us, I figured we would just do a stream that's strictly pop culture, politics, shit like that. I don't want to call it hobby talk, and then we spend more time talking about other shit outside of the hobby. And I've reiterated, I don't think anything is gonna happen with GW and 40K until after Space Marine 2 comes out. So this just seems easier.
Okay, okay.
yeah.
Show of hands. Who's pre-purchased? I know Wheezy has.
I actually didn't.
You did.
I haven't even-
Whoa.
I haven't even finished the first game. So
Wheezy didn't pre-purchase. Damn.
Nope. And I'm gonna tell you why. I was about to get the collector's edition. And then
No.
I added it to my cart, and it was like $315 with shipping for the collector's edition. And all I wanted was the statue. And I was like, nah, I'm not doing that. You know, even the Rogue Trader special edition was less than that. So that fucking statue better be made of fucking gold or silver or something.
It better come to life.
Yeah, because if it's shit and it's crappy and people start bitching about it, I'm okay. I'm in the clear. I didn't buy it.
so you're thinking they're gonna pull a Fallout 76 with it?
I would not put it past them, given the route that GW is currently going. I don't expect it to be very good.
I got all the digital gadgets. I did pre-order, and I got all the digital stuff. I did not go to that level. So,
Oh, I'm still gonna do, like, what is it, the Ultimate Edition or the Ultra Edition that comes with all
Yeah,
the
for-
DLC shit? Yeah,
it's $100. Yeah,
yeah. I'm okay with that. That's fine.
yeah. That's what I got because I wanted the extra stuff. I wanted the season pass, and then you get the bolt pistol skin if you signed up for the beta. So I did sign up for that. So, at least
Well,
I'll
I
get
signed
that.
up for it, but I didn't get. What was it? I didn't get picked.
Nobody did.
Nobody did.
They didn't have it. Nobody.
Oh,
They didn't
that's
have
right.
a beta.
That's right.
So you should get a super secret squirrel bolt pistol skin, supposedly.
That's right. I forgot. They didn't even bother. But yeah, I don't see anything picking up until after that game releases. And then everybody and their mom is going to be playing it or streaming it or whatever. So,
And then they're gonna use that cover to run a bunch of bullshit into the ground.
yeah. And even speaking of, if anybody wants to play with me, because I'm going to be streaming it, let me know.
Well, I was gonna say, did you? There's somebody else that's going to be streaming it Saturday at 4 p.m. your time, if you're interested.
Who? I know what's his name. Bohemond is going to be streaming on. Like,
Yeah,
launch
that's.
day.
Yeah, he's gonna be. I'm gonna be in on launch day stream, but there's also one on Saturday too. So
Yeah, I thought about it because launch day is what, Thursday?
yeah,
I thought
Yeah.
about just calling in sick and being like, yeah, I'm going to stay home and do this.
I did the ultimate nerd thing. I took Thursday and Friday off. I'm so ashamed of myself.
Yeah.
I'm literally working 2 days this coming week, Tuesday and Wednesday, and then I'm off again.
That's
My boss was like, "What you need the time off for?" First,
there's
yeah,
something.
that.
I got a thing. Yeah. I got a doctor's appointment.
So say that for the gamer equivalent of I'm going to go to Thailand for a thing.
Yeah. I'm learning Thai, so I can go to Thailand for things. I love that fake commercial. I'm learning Spanish so I can swap recipes with my abuela. I'm learning Thai so I can go to Thailand for things.
Oh God. So I have had to mute certain people because
I know, and I'm pissed.
I
Why'd you do that to me, man?
well, you're not there yet.
Oh,
Mainly these streamers that I know are being paid that are like a broken clock every single day, posting the same shit, saying the same things, and I'm just like I can't do it anymore. I've had enough. In fact, somebody said that somebody that I used to watch was on Destiny's show right before I joined this, or Destiny's stream. And of course, I go to look at it to listen. Oh, well, maybe she's saying something, interesting. And it's just him fucking spurging out about capitalism or Taylor Swift concert tickets or some shit. And I was like, nope. I can't do it anymore, dude. This election cycle has made me dislike so many people that I liked.
God, yes.
And it's just like, I want nothing to do with them until the election's over. Then I'll try. Depending on which way it goes, if Trump wins, these people are going to be crying for the next 4 years. If he doesn't win, they're going to be bitching for the next 4 years anyway. So
They're already bringing up crazy ass lawsuits.
yeah.
Already, again.
And that's the sad thing, is people I thought were smarter than that. People that were like, freedom and, capitalism and, yeah, America, are so willing to just be like, yeah, I'm voting for Kamala because Orange Man bad. And I'm like, the fuck is wrong with you?
It's a communist, for fuck's sakes.
What is wrong with you?
Oh, hey, I just got a notification. Lazy Pillar's having a live stream.
At least you got a notification. I mean, fucking YouTube, I make a video that has anything to do with anything other than Warhammer, and it's just like, yeah, nope, we're not doing that. And I think Cornelius told me, he was like, I didn't even get a notification for your last video. I was like,
No, I don't either.
and I know why. They fucking shove you down the algorithm when you're not monetized anymore if you're making shit that isn't, PC or whatever you want to call it.
Well, yeah, they got to control the narrative somehow.
And it's, I don't know. Like I said, I don't even know if I'm going to even bother trying to get remonetized, because then I have to, the one thing I always said when I started my channel was I'm not going to censor myself, right? I'm going to say my opinions. Fuck it. Who cares? But then once you get monetized, then it's like, all right, I'm beholden to YouTube's advertiser-friendly bullshit, whatever that means.
The monetization, I watch this one channel, and it is the most wholesome, peaches and cream level shit that I can stand to watch. And YouTube's been fucking with them as far as monetization.
Yeah.
Like, taking the first 2 days, the most important days of the monetization of a video, they're taking like 100% of all ad revenue. And you gotta understand, this is like a husband and wife and their kids on vacation. They don't even say darn or shoot in the videos. And YouTube's just come along saying, okay, for the first 48 hours, we're taking 100%. And these people have like 500,000 followers.
That sounds about right.
And then after that, you only get 9%. They used to get 45%. of ad revenue. And when they talk to YouTube, YouTube's like, we always did that. No, you did. Here's the receipts. No, you didn't. Yeah, we always did that. Shut up. Pray we don't change it more.
Well, I mean, their newest thing is that reuse content shit. They can slap you with reuse content for anything at this point. Like, I'm seeing people that have, 14,000 subscribers or more getting hit with reuse content demonetization flags. And they don't tell you what it is. They just say, oh, you need to change your channel. You need to change the content of your channel. But they won't tell you what videos, what set it off, nothing.
All it is so YouTube can pocket 100% of the ad revenue and make the illusion that you have the opportunity to make money on there so that they get more people trying to make content. That's all it is.
Yeah, and then you got people like Sniper Wolf and all these, other huge fucking
YouTubers.
YouTubers.
Don't get me started on that cunt.
That's all they do. That's literally all they do.
Shitter Wolf, yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, these people, they're in New Zealand and they love America. They absolutely love the United States. So like twice a year, they take a trip to the US and they drive around and they react to the crazy shit they see. Like the first time they went into a Walmart, like a super Walmart, and they're like losing their shit. They're like a kid and a kid. Oh, Dad, let's get this. Oh, wait, look at that. Oh my God, we got to grab that. Oh my God. They're like literally standing in the cereal aisle having a meltdown because they don't know what else to buy. And it's like, again, it's like the most wholesome shit you can possibly think of.
Yeah, no, and then don't even get me started on the VTuber shit, which I don't like VTubers. I don't like half the shit that they do. But yeah, VTubers were getting hit with random demonetization things right around the same time that I got demonetized, which makes me wonder if YouTube's trying to tone down how many people they're paying. And I don't know if y'all saw, I'm sure y'all did. Last night I got a notification for Chris Chan's channel.
Oh my God.
It's like Chris Chan there with the fucking 100,000 subscriber play button. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Like, what? The literal motherfucker got a play button and I got demonetized.
Dude, well, I mean,
well, you know what you have to do then.
No. Get 100. I hope it's get 97,000 subscribers because I'm not doing the alternative.
No. You know what Chris did. You know what you got to do, man.
Yep, you know what you got to do.
You got to make a cursed amulet.
You already got the hair for it, so you should.
I'm telling you,
First you have to buy that medallion.
I'm sorry, Mama Weezy, but
I'm just saying. At this point,
I
probably could throw on some lipstick and some blush and then call it a day.
Do it. I would watch.
Of course you would.
As a friend of my wife said to somebody years ago that was attempting to transition from male to female, Charlie, you're an ugly man. You're going to be an ugly woman. This was years and years ago.
I like how you said attempting.
Apparently, this dude, no, he couldn't. Ray Charles would pick up there's something wrong here. Okay, that's supposedly how ugly this dude was.
That's kind of like the fucking Stevie Wonder jokes I was making when he was speaking at the DNC.
It could be better. I mean, remember when what was it? Who was it that was making Stevie Wonder jokes?
That doesn't narrow it down.
It was like in the 80s. And he was talking about Stevie Wonder's a musical genius. You want to impress me, Stevie? Take the wheel for a while, motherfucker. Oh, God. Who? Black comedian.
That almost sounds like Richard Pryor.
No. It was, God. I can't believe it. Eddie Murphy. It was Eddie Murphy doing it. Eddie Murphy was busting on him back in the day.
That sounds about right. But yeah,
Well, what Eddie said about the gays in San Francisco.
Oh, yeah. You can play tennis with a gay person. Just don't
All I
kiss them
caught was
again.
that was definitely a question.
Something about he's always wanted to go to San Francisco.
I'm not going to fucking San Francisco. Fucking
No,
NFL players are getting shot.
No, Metronoid wants to. Metronoid wants to go to San Francisco.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah, it is.
No, I don't want to go to San Francisco. Or maybe it's a flamethrower.
I think I heard the word flamethrower.
Yeah, I did, yeah.
But no, y'all heard about that, right? I don't remember. Yeah, some football player got robbed and shot in San Francisco yesterday. I wonder if I can find it. NFL shot. Yeah, Ricky Pearsall, the 49ers, got shot. Because I think he was at ATM or some shit. He got robbed.
Well, that was interesting.
What? What happened?
I think my internet went out because I'm doing Discord over the phone and I have it set to, Wi-Fi preferred. I think the Wi-Fi went out. So
YouTube shutting your ass down.
I would not be surprised if this isn't being amplified at all. I've come to realize that anything that I tag, when you upload the video, you can put on there, animals or news and politics or whatever the fuck. Anything that I put as news and politics doesn't get promoted or shown or any of that shit. So I don't expect people to even know that I'm streaming right now.
Well, I did put on Twitter that you were considering transitioning, so that might get picked up.
Maybe. We get a couple people. I hope. Possibly.
Look, come on, take one look. You go, no, don't.
Next week it'll be Wheezy Chan's stream.
Bruh. Hey, I want that play button. I'm getting that play button one way or the other. Maybe
one way or the other. That sounds disturbing.
All I have to do is jump on one of Destiny's streams and talk shit for 30 minutes, and I'm sure I'd get enough viewers.
So the one way or the other, is that tuck tape to the left eye or the right eye?
Straight down the middle. You're not doing it right unless it reaches all the way back around and touches your asshole.
Random, but okay, sure, why not?
Hey, I was just answering.
Keep that in mind.
I was just answering the question.
When even Marzano's like, no.
What? I'm just saying, that's the most efficient way to do things.
So an amusing topic that kind of circles back around to hobby. What about that diaper fetishist that's been going off on TikTok?
Huh?
What?
I'm so glad I don't have TikTok.
Yeah, kind of. First of all, what are you doing looking at TikTok?
No, there's this. No. Some dude is basically sitting there, and you look at pictures of him. You can tell there's something wrong with him. And I have it pegged as a diaper fetish, and he's basically been going off. That chuds are weird, and
oh god,
they never leave their basement and shit like that, and everybody's just making fun of him because everybody knows he has some sort of fucked up fetish.
He's talking about announcer of games.
Oh, not
yeah, that was his name.
There's a reason. I guess I'm not familiar with him.
No, I already said I've blocked anybody and everybody that I already know is a problem. And I've been so much better for it. I don't have to deal with that shit. I get the occasional idiot, but that's about it. I've come to realize, kind of like you, when you were like, "Oh, I'm going to deactivate." It's like I I don't want to spend my time arguing with people that are there to just cause shit.
Yeah, the asshole
Yeah.
posters that just go out to start a fight. I mean,
Yeah,
and that's me saying that.
Yeah, and especially now, and I know Buttpug said it comes back around to the hobby. Right now, with the election happening, everything is fucking political. And I'm not even part of the everything is political crowd. But right now, everything is fucking political.
No, it doesn't matter. Yeah. I mean, I had literally
Yeah,
somebody that went after me and says, "Oh, you're probably some, virgin basement dwelling." I said, "Well, I'm not a virgin." And I said, "Your mother took care of that." But I said, "And basement dwelling, I live in Florida.
Yeah.
We don't have basements."
We don't have basements either. We're attic dwellers.
Yeah. If you have a basement in Florida, it's called a pool.
Yeah. Orzano was gonna
Whether
say
it was
something.
designed as such or not.
I don't know what she was going to say. She was going to say something.
Oh, I'm sorry, Marjana.
Oh no, it's fine. I was just gonna say, like election years, I usually try to get back on my social media presence just because I can't stand it. It's
That's
just too political all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's where I was saying, like, I've got people muted that I still want to talk to, but right now they're just so completely fucking brain dead, I want nothing to do with them. And, the funny thing is, these are the same people that, everybody acts like we didn't survive 4 years under Trump. But they're focused...
Well, we didn't. We all died.
Yeah, we're all dead. So, they focus on this one tweet that
But we
he
got
made.
better.
Yeah. They focus on this one tweet that he made about, the same one that everybody's using that's trying to say that he's going to overthrow the Constitution, he's going to be a dictator, this, that, and the other. And it's like, if that's all you got, if that's all you're focusing on, and you want to vote for the same people that have been in power, that are keeping us fucking broke, that are giving our money to other countries, that are letting the border stay open,
Or the butter.
or the butter. You can't afford butter right now. I'm sorry. These same people that see all this shit happening and just go, "Oh, it's okay. It's still better than Trump." And I'm just going, what? You can't hold your nose and just vote for the guy, even though you don't like him. I don't like him, but the alternative is worse. But I guess to these people, it's the same thing. The alternative is worse.
Well, for them, it's an anything but Trump thing.
Yeah. And I would respect
Literally.
people more if they said that. If somebody said, "I'm only voting for Kamala because I fucking hate Trump. I don't even want to listen to him talk." Okay. Do you. I think you're an idiot, but go ahead.
Sounds dumb, but okay.
Yeah. But you have all these people trying to find things that they can be like, "This is why I'm voting for Kamala." And it's like, no, it's not. And no matter how much you want to spin it, like somebody I've been watching that surprisingly is, I don't know what I would call, I guess I'd call him a conservative. What's his name? Rob Noor. I don't know if you've heard of him. He's kind of
No, I haven't.
yeah, he's a smaller conservative streamer. And at this point, he's basically what Counterpoints was up until, I don't know, he joined Progressive Victory, whatever you want to fucking say. But he even says, he's like, "I'll defend Trump, I'll talk about Trump, but when you look at the alternative, when you look at the way the country is going, with the way the country has been in the last 3.5 years, it's kind of obvious who you should vote for unless you're a partisan hack." So...
Just look at the records. Just look at Trump's actually what life was like with Trump in office versus what life has been like for the last 4 years. I know which one I prefer.
Yeah. And that's...
Well, and you get these people that are like, "Well, it's not that bad under." It's like, where the fuck have you been?
Well, the people saying it's not that bad are the people like fucking Destiny that make, you know, their money off of sitting on stream all day long and getting money from idiots that are watching him. You know, people like that. Oh, it's not that bad. Yeah, because you're not fucking leaving your room. You're either streaming or you're out canvassing for Democrats. Like, or you're doing panels where, you know, you travel somewhere and you say the exact same shit that you're sitting at your desk. You know? Like, that's what he does.
Yep.
Don't forget he's getting cugged as well.
Well, not anymore. Well, he might be. I don't know. And that was the...
I'm surprised he's still on, considering his like huge breakdown on national TV.
Well,
as we're seeing, certain people will forgive or forget anything.
Yeah.
I give you the whole Arlington shit show.
well, yeah. And that's... Dude, it's hypocritical of these people to sit there and act like every other president hasn't done some sort of photo op at Arlington. But, you know, again, because it's Trump, there you go. Orange man bad. He shouldn't have done that. Meanwhile, a quick Google search will show you every other fucking president that, you know, a litany of pictures.
Literally, Obama stood there and gave a speech about passing bills to help, I don't know, trans lesbian dogs or some shit. I don't know. Standing there at Arlington, and it's like, bitch, please.
Well, that's why... What the fuck is that chick's name? I was about to say J.D. Vance, but it's not J.D. Vance.
It's a bit harsh. I didn't know he was transitioning, but okay.
What the fuck is her name? It's gonna bother me
You're
now.
as bad as I am.
Because she's been going off since yesterday about this shit. Hold on.
Is she like with CNN or
No,
just a
AJ
YouTuber
Delgado.
or what?
AJ Delgado.
Oh, never heard of her.
She was part of the Trump campaign, and then she fucked around with his campaign manager, who's married and has kids, and now she has a kid by him, and she's full blown anti-Trump because of that. She spent
Because she was a hoe, it's his fault.
Yeah, pretty much. But she spent all last night talking shit about every single one of those family members that came out in support of Trump that were actually there at the cemetery.
That's not good. That's not good.
All night. And people are just like, yes, queen. And then, of course, you have people like me, normal fucking people, that are sitting there looking at this going, what the fuck is wrong with you? It's the same shit. The same type of people. These are the same type of people that were fucking seal clapping when Destiny was talking shit about that guy getting shot at the Trump rally.
I just...
I don't have a lot of faith in people.
I don't either. I don't either. And I finally got tired of hiding that that I think these people are somewhat respectable. When, as much as I hate Biden, as much as I hate Kamala, as much as I hate Pelosi, Schumer, fucking McConnell, all these fucking politicians, I've never said I wish they were dead.
No.
I've never said that. I don't like
them.
You're
better than me.
What? I don't like them. I don't like what they stand for. I don't like what they do. But I don't want them to get shot, you know?
Well, that's how crazy they are. I mean, I'm old enough to remember when, no matter what your party, if somebody took a shot at the president, you were upset.
Yeah.
I mean, even Reagan, who was a very divisive president originally, you know?
But that right there is why I will not vote Democrat. I have no plans of ever voting Democrat until something changes. Because under Democrat leadership, you have more people shitting all over the military, shitting all over people that love their country, shitting all over the flag. It's only gotten worse. It's like, why do you want that to keep going? Do you love your country at least, even a little bit? Are you happy with where
they don't.
They don't.
They hate this country. They've been conditioned to hate this country.
Well,
they don't know what to do otherwise. Oh, yeah. Well, media and schools.
We just told me something once and he said, you people. Ask him what he means by you people. Oh, that's easy. Mexicans. Because I am one.
Que mala. I said, when even my shitty Florida street Spanish started laughing, I'm like, y'all so white you didn't even know what to make of that shit.
I wonder why they're losing progress with Hispanics. Because Hispanics are sitting there going,
Stupid fuck.
Bro, it was just like all those people. I think there was a Trump rally the other day, and he had some Puerto Rican rapper on stage that was endorsing him. And people were like, what do they think Trump is going to do to them whenever he comes back in power? And it was like, somebody needs to tell these people about Puerto Rico.
Wait, I was going to say, wait a minute. Puerto Ricans are like part. Oh, my God. There's nothing to say. Yeah. The fuck?
I was like, he's going to deport them back to Puerto Rico.
Oh, my God.
And it's funny.
Half of New York will disappear.
Yeah. But it's funny because they're talking about fucking how Mexico is doing everything in their power to keep migrants moving to the north, to enter the U.S. And I said this a long time ago because some travel channels, YouTube channel, he did a stream where he went all the way up from like the Darien Gap in South America all the way up through Mexico to the border. And as they went through Mexico, the Mexicans were sitting there throwing supplies to the top of the train.
Yes.
Food and water and blankets and all kinds of shit. And I was like,
keep
those
going.
motherfuckers don't want them. They want them to keep going. And they're like, no, don't stay. Go here. That's exactly why they're doing it. They're like, oh, they're so nice. Oh, the Mexicans, they want to help them. No, they don't want to help them. They want them to keep going.
Mexicans are not nice.
They want to help them to leave.
Exactly. And I was like, you people are stupid. Mexico has fought tooth and nail to not keep the migrants. They're just like, nah, you gotta
But they got
going.
their own problems.
Keep going that way. But all these people that most of us spend a fair amount of time on the internet, but these people that are like terminally online that don't know anything about anything, they're just like, oh, that's so good.
Well, what cracks me up is the terminally online, but they're terminally online in the same places. It's like, well, I didn't see that on CNN or MSNBC. Did it ever occur to you to look elsewhere? Just once? Just one time?
Well, it's it's just
sorry,
like that
dude.
Politico shit. No, exactly what you're saying. Like the people that were applauding that Politico article about JD Vance is trying to what did they say?
Fuck your tab.
Oh, they're trying to link. He's trying to link
tie
Kamala.
to Biden. I was like, what the fuck does that even mean?
That's,
They
okay,
changed-
sure.
They
sure.
changed that headline. They got so much backlash for that. They changed the headline to JD Vance worries about Chinese communists or some shit. That's literally what they changed the title to. But these people, bro, they have no qualms about lying to your face and keeping a straight face while they're doing it.
What worries me is the people that don't realize it's a lie. Those are the ones that scare the shit out of me. The people that they're like, no, but she's the vice president. Yeah, but she didn't know anything about what was going on. How could she do? Oh my God. So those are the people I always ask, hey, by the way, can I ask you a question? Who's running the country right now? Biden's been on vacation for 16 days. Camel Toe's out campaigning. I know who's running the fucking country, but do they know who's running the country?
But that's why I've lost any respect I had for mainstream media is gone. Just completely gone. I would rather get my news from a fucking live stream on YouTube than listen to these people talk.
I'd rather get like something like Salty Cracker. I'd rather get my information from like Salty Cracker at this point.
I love Salty.
Oh man, he's Donald Blump, Ronald Barumph. It's like God when he starts getting on.
I prefer not to talk about Salty Cracker after that one video that I made about him deleting all his videos, and I got notifications for like 10,000 people on my channel.
I didn't know he did that. That's interesting.
That was a mistake, is what it was.
Really?
Because
what you're saying is you want that to be the number one topic of discussion. Okay.
Fuck no. Because I use the word alt-right, which alt-right has never been negative to me. Like, people were calling me alt-right, and I'm like, okay. But because I used that word, I had so many salty cracker stands in my fucking comments just blowing up and calling me a fucking Democrat and a shit lib and everything else. And I was
Oh,
like,
Marzana's going to start doing it now.
I was like, what the fuck? What's wrong with you people? And I was like, wait a minute, I like him. What?
Wait, you people?
Yeah, you people, all you people.
Oh, my personal favorite now is the people, the hyper Republicans are going. He's got RFK Jr. and he's got Tulsi with him. Man, he's selling us out to the Dems. I'm like, dude, don't you understand that he is making a party of disaffected people?
Yep.
From both parties.
Yep.
He's literally making a third party right in front of us.
Yep.
You dumb shits.
Well, it's no different than those fucking conservatives that are fucking stuck on IVF.
Oh,
and I'm like, this is the hill you people want to die on? Like, I understand where the complaint is. I don't necessarily agree with it. But look at the alternative. Again, that's going to be the theme. Look at the alternative. Like, how is that any better? How... The fucking Democrats had an abortion van outside the convention. Like,
oh, and then they try to deny. I'm not going to say who, but we literally have a family member who was at the convention and said, "No, that van wasn't really there." And I'm like,
there was video.
There's video. But no, because he
There were
didn't
people
see
on the
it.
convention floor bragging about it.
Because he didn't see it, it didn't happen. I'm dead serious. He didn't see it. It didn't. This guy's a journalist. Okay, this guy's literally a journalist for the other side, and was like, "Nope, there was no van there. I didn't see it." It's like,
there was a van. There was a van.
fuck me.
And to top it all off, they were like, "Oh, we had 14 abortions and like 6 vasectomies." And I was like, "What?"
How many of the vasectomies were women?
Yeah. Which I've noticed, surprisingly, speaking of women.
Or
I have
could be
noticed
woman.
there's been a slight shift in the people that are pushing the Kamala is winning rhetoric. Where at the beginning, when she was first announced, it was like every day. And then it's just sort of crickets, and now all they talk about is Israel. And it's like, huh.
Yeah. The conspiracy part of my brain is like they literally threw her because they didn't want to sacrifice a real candidate.
No, that's...
So they let her go. They let her, yeah, sure, go for it, hon. Yeah, you got this.
Well, I think it had more to do with the money, because if they had changed...
Right.
All that money out the window.
Yep, absolutely.
So they were stuck. They didn't have a choice. It's like, we want to keep the money. So, yeah, go ahead. Go.
For those of us that are old enough to remember when Carter ran, and literally the Republicans were like, okay, we can run with Ford, and you won't even vote for Ford, so just let it happen. Just let it fucking happen. We'll recoup in 4 years. So,
well, that's the funny thing, is that everybody was sure, I was sure, that Kamala was going to pick Shapiro. And that actually would have been the smart move. But they don't want to piss off the pro-Palestine crowd, which makes up a huge portion of Democrats. It would have been a bad move. So, of course...
there's also... I'm wondering if Shapiro, who's a rather wealthy man and heavily invested, took one look at all of those taxes they're proposing and went, fuck you. Well,
I was watching a thing the other day where they were talking about, we don't want anybody in Congress to own stock. And I think it was Howley? Josh Howley? That was sitting there going, yeah, we need to do this. And then you had the people that were pushing back against him were the Republicans. They were going,
because they're all way over invested. Yeah.
No different than fucking Pelosi. Remember how Pelosi had that Twitter account, or not Pelosi, but they had that Twitter account that was keeping track of all of Pelosi's stock moves?
Investments, yeah.
And then it got like nuked out of nowhere.
Well, I'm going to have to steal something from the UK that in this country, the only Democrat, a Republican is nothing more than a Democrat doing things at the speed limit. There's literally no difference otherwise. And I'll steal that one right out of the UK political scene. Because speaking of a shit show.
Well,
oh God.
It's funny that you say that, because there was an article today that says something about like most people in the UK prefer Kamala over Trump. And I was like, of course they do. Of course they do. They're turning into a fucking
they've got
third
Herr
world
Starmer
country.
leading them.
They put Keir Robot Starmer in there. It's got no personality.
These people would rather have roving bands of knife wielders than an actual police force.
I don't know anymore. It's like, what the hell are we gonna do? I don't know. The world's messed up spot. That's all I can say.
Well, I had somebody ask me why I'm voting for Trump and why I don't like the Democrats. And I can give clear, bullet-pointed answers to that. Whereas if I ask some of these people, well, why are you voting for Kamala? The answer is, I don't like Trump.
She's black.
Or because she's a woman, or because she's black. That's why. Those are the answers that people on that side give. Whereas I can sit there and outline, I don't like the fact that we have millions of illegal immigrants that are coming in and being taken care of by the government, because that's our money. I could say, I don't like the fact that leftists have been running rampant for God knows how long, attempting to literally tear the country down because they're communists, and nobody says anything. I don't like the fact that most Americans are broke right now because inflation is through the fucking roof. I went to go get groceries yesterday, and I don't know how many people have like a Kroger's where they live. Kroger's is nationwide, yeah.
Yeah, but down here we only have one grocery store legally allowed, and that's Publix. So,
well, the nearest Kroger's to me is half the state away. So,
well, I've got one literally right next door to me, and after my discounts of going through there, it was like over $300 for stuff that would have been maybe half that, years back.
Oh yeah,
and after a discount, it was like $250 for enough groceries to last me for probably two and a half weeks, maybe 3 if I stretch it.
Okay, let me tell you how much it costs to feed my family of 4 with 2 growing boys.
I was going to say, but Marzana, you're feeding 2 horses, okay?
No, but even then, that's a family. I only got to worry about my wife and the dogs. If you have a family, I don't want to know what the grocery bill is for y'all.
$300 a week.
Yeah, it's about $250 a week.
There we go.
And for us, it's just my wife and I, and we go to like Sam's Club and BJ's and buy like a flat of chicken that's, I don't know, takes up the back of the car.
I've been thinking about doing that. Getting a fucking Costco membership or something and just buying in bulk.
The food is not that much different. Everybody's like, oh my God, the food is pretty much the same people that supply Kroger's, that supply Publix. It's the same damn food producers. They just package it differently.
Same thing with, I think, Costco and Sam's. I think that's actually Walmart. I mean,
Walmart does a lot. They just put a different label on it.
Yeah. So I drove behind there one day, and all the Walmart trucks were there, and I was like, oh, yeah, that's right. But yeah, inflation, wages are stagnating. I haven't gotten a raise in 3.5 years.
Same.
Okay, so to let you know how out of the way I am, the nearest Walmart is 3 hours away.
Oh, so you're in BFE.
I was going to say, what kind of ghetto ass?
Basically, yeah. Like I can go 3 directions to get to the quote unquote nearest Walmart, but all 3 directions it's 3 hours away.
I mean, I've got one less than 5 minutes away. So.
Bro, you literally walk around making sure wood doesn't catch on fire all day. I believe you're in BFE.
Yeah,
He's the
I
official.
am.
He's the wood inspector.
I have.
No, he's the
I
fire
live.
inspector.
I live in an actual neighborhood. You know, I got houses next to me, across the street from me.
Like an
But
actual
to let you know,
neighborhood.
I'm not in the middle of like a farmland or anything. You know, is what I'm saying. I live in a neighborhood, and 50 yards away, there's a cow pasture.
That sounds about right. Sounds like you're a average
You know, so
average Texan neighborhood that's not in Houston or Dallas.
Yeah, yeah.
that's
I'm sorry, go
the
ahead.
side of the state. The side of the state I live on. That's pretty much everywhere.
It's like when I used to do business in Houston. It's like I would drive north, and I'd go through Houston, and then I go through what's it called, the Woodlands,
Yep.
and then there was then it was just
Trees.
nothing.
You get trees until fucking Huntsville. Then you get a prison, and then you keep going, and there's more trees.
Yeah, and then literally I would drive, and I'd keep driving. Then I'd see a road that's like, you want to go this way to get to College Station, because that was where my next customer. I'd go from Houston to College Station and not see fuck all.
Yeah, you went the long way. You went
I liked
around.
it.
You went
I
around.
really liked it. Yeah, I actually liked the trip. I used to love driving around there, especially what's that one highway where it's 85 miles an hour.
Like in all of them.
Yeah, this was years ago, and one time they screwed up my rental, and they're like, "Well, we only have one car." I'm like, "I don't give a shit what it is. It's a freaking Camaro convertible."
Oh yeah.
And I'm like, and it was summer, top down.
When I had
Loved it.
my first Honda that I ever bought, I had a Del Sol. And Austin is 2.5 hours away from me. I made it home at 3 o'clock in the morning from Austin to Houston in about an hour. And because of that, because it's just straight shot, nothing out there.
Yeah, you can fire a cannon and not hit shit.
And the only thing you got to worry about is the potential state trooper that's sitting there in the dark.
If he's awake.
If he's awake. But yeah, what was my last point? Inflation, wages,
Marzana's raising horses.
the grocery bill. Yeah, Marzana's grocery bill. Shit like that. You know, all of us can give answers like that, and these people will be like, "Oh, well, they're actually fixing it." What?
Why haven't they?
When?
Oh, that's my personal favorite. If you elect me, I'll fix what the last guy did. Wait a minute. You were the last guy.
Exactly.
You literally are the last guy.
Like, what? Why? And I don't know if a lot of these people genuinely believe it, or they just hate Trump so much that they're willing to just spout whatever they can.
It's Orange Man bad to level 25. They just, and you can't. If you ask them why, they're like, he said that veterans are losers and duds. No, he didn't. It didn't actually happen.
It's just like this lady yesterday said something like, "Oh, J.D. Vance grew up in a mansion or some shit like that," and I was like, "There's a whole ass book about how this dude grew up. There's a movie."
Trust me, his family's a lot like mine, and it ain't no damn mansion. I can guarantee that man grew up. Well, he went to Yale. Yeah, he worked his ass off. He went to the Marines.
And even before he went to the Marines, he was working his ass off because he was trying to take care of his mom.
Yeah. I mean, he grew up in Eastern Kentucky, but I grew up or spent a lot of time in my family's from West Virginia. So 6 of one, half dozen of the other. Ain't no rich. Only people that's rich is the ones that own the mines. Everybody else is poor as hell.
Well, I was hesitant to watch the movie Hillbilly Elegy.
Oh, Hillbilly Elegy? Yeah.
I was hesitant to watch it. Yeah, I actually sat there. I relate more to him now after watching that movie than I thought I did before. After seeing the movie, which I probably should read the book because I'm sure that's more in depth, but at least the movie itself,
is. But the movie does actually a very good job, and I can get you a 99.9% discount on the book.
What's the 0.1? My download speeds?
Yes, literally the 10 cents you'll pay on your internet speed.
My internet bill. But yeah, the shit that he dealt with his mom is kind of similar to what I have been dealing with my mom. You know, my mom's a fucking mess, but still love her.
That's what I'm saying. And that's him. That's why they're like, why'd he bring his mom to the convention? Because he loves his mom. Sorry, you don't know who yours is, but
yeah, or they disowned you, whichever.
Yeah, they disowned you for they them. Yeah, I mean that's hill people. That's just the way they are.
Yeah, it's kind of the same thing with Hispanics too. It's like
I was just gonna say there's not a they're closer in many ways than I think a lot of people realize.
Yeah, with Hispanics, it's family. You take care of your family. Your parents get old. Okay, you take care of your parents. That, those people are like, nope, you're going in a home.
Yeah,
No,
I mean,
it's with the Hispanic. It's like, no, you're coming into my home.
It's so funny because people are like, well, if you haven't been in an area, I said, I could go back to the family property where I used to spend my summers, walk down the hill, and visit the grave of my Revolutionary War ancestor. We've been there a while.
Yeah, in fact, I
have been there a while.
I remember that person that you were that conversation you were having.
Yeah.
Actually, I think you had to do that multiple times, but
oh God, you try to tell these people, it's like, we've been there. My father's people arrived here in the 1650. Oh, they were on the Mayflower? Nah, they were more like the August flower.
Well, that's what pisses my grandparents off, is because you have all these people that'll sit there and be like, "Oh, you don't want immigrants." No, that's not what anybody is saying. We want immigrants. They came over legally, just like our parents and grandparents and great-grandparents.
Yeah. Since my grandfather came here in 1938, I really can't say too much about immigrants.
Yeah, my grandparents came over in the 50s, roughly. And it's like...
Damn Mexicans.
Yeah, that's exactly right. That's about what people were saying back when they came over.
Oh, I do want to say it publicly. I am so sorry for your dad and his cat.
Oh man,
dude, that literally tore me up, man. Of all things, that got me.
Yeah, that
got me, and you could tell on his face, man. That cat.
Yeah,
it looks like a lot like one of our cats, which is probably why it really got to me.
Well,
go ahead.
Oh, I was just saying, not for that length of time, but getting close to it, I can completely relate. So,
well, it's weird for me because I'm the one that brought that cat home. 16 years ago, I brought that cat home, and they didn't want it.
I was going to say, was your dad literally we don't need a cat?
Yes.
10 years later, dad and the cat like riding a motorcycle together.
Yes. Yeah. That was his
cat. I must have misread something. That's about the amount of time that my cat was. I was thinking like 20 years or something.
Yeah, no, she was 16.
Yeah, the cat I lost was about that. So
yeah, and I brought that cat home, and they didn't want it. In fact, they got very mad at me for bringing that cat home. And that cat did not like anybody but my gramps. That was her person. Yep. That was his cat.
That was it. That was it. That's how it is.
But
yeah,
he's always been like, for lack of a better word, my rock. You know what I mean? Like he's always been, always been the calm. All right, how are we gonna fix this? Type of person. And I've told y'all before, when he came over from Colombia by himself. When he was a teenager, he joined the army. He was like, all right, I don't want to die in Vietnam. What do I need to do? So that's literally what he tells me on that story about when he went into the army. He was like, I want to do something that doesn't get me fucking killed. What do I need to do? And like he said, what is the top of the line thing I can do where people need to be scared of me and not the other way around? So he went to airborne. He was a ranger. Then he went to the Green Berets.
That's it. I was going to say that's the same thing my grandfather did. He's like, what can I do to make sure I get to kill mid-century Germans? And they said, well, you can go airborne. What's airborne? You jump out of planes. fuck it. Okay. You know?
So he's
And-
always been this like badass to me, you know. Oh, and even now that he's old, he's pushing 80, and he can still fucking run circles around me. Like if I need to move something heavy, he's the one that comes and helps me do it. And you know, it's just weird when you see people like that in pain, right?
Well, and they don't usually show it either.
Yeah.
So if they do, yeah, it's
I can't even think of the right word. It's unsettling.
very disconcerting
Yeah.
when you see them.
Yeah, there we go. That's a better word. And I just saw him yesterday, and you know he's still upset about it. I'm supposed to go over there tomorrow, and first thing he tells me, he's like, "Don't talk about the cat. I don't want to talk about it." And I was like, "Okay." And you know, I've been the one that has to kind of like pull him out of it whenever he starts crying and getting upset about it. Being like, "Look, she was 16. She was already going blind. You know, she was losing weight."
Doesn't matter though.
Yeah, I know. But I was like, I've got 6 of them. I got 3 dogs, 3 cats. And I was like, I'm pretty sure I'm going to need your help at some point here pretty soon. And I don't know. You know how it is. Y'all pets are, you know, it's family. And, you know, people ask me, oh, why do you love your animals so much? Well, because, you know, I don't have any kids in the house. I've got my dogs and my cats.
Oh, trust me, our 2 little tards, yeah.
You know, I go
As
to
annoying
bed.
as they are.
Yeah. You know, I go to bed and they all climb into bed with me, and it's like, that's what I'm used to. I don't know. I
My
wouldn't
mom
be able
can
to
relate
sleep.
to that.
Yeah, I wouldn't be able to sleep if I didn't have some sort of furry thing laying on my legs or like behind me or. So yeah, you know.
Yeah, one of our
Wheezy, a furry lover, confirmed.
yeah, anybody that's been looking at pet posting, yeah, will see that I've been posting pictures of kittens that one of my cats had.
Yeah, the orange ones.
And yeah, well, they were like a deeper orange when they were just born, and the color is fading. And I think they're going to end up because the father, we're actually getting him fixed this week. Um, uh, because his pregnancy happened because he never shown interest and his balls didn't drop. And then all of a sudden, mama cat ends up pregnant.
Oh, so he tricked
And
you.
he was the only. Yeah, and he was the only
He was an
unfixed male
incel.
cat in the house. But anyway, no, he's like this, like really. Other than his tail, he's like this really even. You can tell there's tabby markings on it, but like this really even tan color. And it looks like that's what these kittens are turning into.
So we can safely assume he's the father.
Yeah. Well, since you know he's the only unfixed male cat in the house.
Well, it's funny because I get every single animal that I brought into the house, I've gotten fixed like immediately. And I remember when we found our white cat.
Yeah.
When we found our white cat, my wife was like, "You need to run. You have no idea what's going to happen to you if you come into this house." Sure enough, his balls were gone about a week later.
Oh, your white cat, the spawn of Satan.
Yeah. The demon cat. He's here somewhere.
I saw him earlier. You had him.
Oh yeah. No, he
I kept seeing his
go very,
hand wave a camera.
He doesn't go very far. He's somewhere.
Our big giant black one would be here if my wife hadn't just cut their nails and now they're pouting.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I'll hear stories later. Yeah.
One of my sister's cats pouts real bad after you do that with her.
Yeah, this one he'll be giving me stories of you. And mom ripped my nails out, and I was bleeding to death, and it's like, dude, calm down, okay?
Well, that's like my dogs and taking baths. Like, I don't even bother trying to take them upstairs to the tub anymore. I just take them outside and spray them with a hose.
Oh God. Do any of you know what a skipper key is?
That type of fish.
No.
No, it's a dog. It's a terrier dog.
Oh yeah.
They're a Dutch breed that used to be rat dogs on ships. Well, 20 years ago, my mom's late husband had a skipper key named Gizmo. And one time, my sister and I were visiting, and we were giving him a bath. And he was happy as a clam. He loved it, and then we get out, dry him off. Immediately, he puts one side of his face to the carpet and just bolts around the house for about 5 minutes. Then he stops, rests a minute, other side of his face, bolts around the house, rubbing it on the carpet.
Yep. That's what
And God, that was funny.
That's similar to what our husky does, Shadow, the black and white one. If he gets wet, even slightly wet, he will go, Mach 5, running around everywhere, fucking jumping off the couch, jumping off the stairs, just throwing water everywhere.
I was gonna say, are they? Everything I've ever heard is huskies are like the ultimate drama queen dogs.
Yeah,
they are super dramatic.
Yeah, they are
super talkative. Super, just. Oh my God! Everything is over the top with a husky.
Well, you saw that video when I found the other one, the female. The first week that I had her outside, I was like, nope, we're going back in. She fucking planted her ass and was like, nope. And all I did was go to like grab her collar, and she was like, ah!
No!
And I'm sitting out there. She was screaming like I was punching her. And of course the neighbor comes out and I was like,
are looking outside, yeah.
And I was like, I swear I didn't even do anything to her. She's just flipping out and she's sitting there staring at me like, what are you gonna do?
I got your ass.
Yeah.
Who are they gonna believe?
Well, y'all saw the video. I had to physically pick her up and carry her to the front door. Fucking, I told my wife. My wife was like, we want another one. I want another one. I brought home another one. She's like, I don't want any more. And sure enough, when was it? Sometime last week, I was driving home and there was another black and white husky running up in traffic, running between the cars. And I got out, pulled over, got out, was trying to get him to come out of the street. He jumps into my car, looks at me, jumps back out, and goes back into the neighborhood. And I was like, is this how people end up with huskies? Like,
yeah, nobody buys a husky. They just show up.
They just show up. I had somebody at work that was asking me, oh, do you still want to get rid of that one? And I was like, well, no, not at this point. I wanted to when I found her. I was like, if you just wait around long enough, you can take one home from here. And of course, the owner was standing right there. He's like, yeah.
It's like that Alex Jones meme with the ducks at the park.
Oh, yeah. We just, the ducks at the park are free.
Yeah.
You just take them. I've got 340 huskies at home.
Well, believe it or not, Houston is probably one of the worst cities for...
I was going to ask you, is it like Husky Central or something?
Yep. Fucking 110 degrees in the summer, and people are out here buying huskies. Selling them on the side of the road. Houston in general has a stray dog problem. At any given time, I can go to the shelter, and the shelter's full. All of them. All the shelters.
Oh, speaking of stray dog, have you seen the shit going on over in Turkey with the wild dogs? Apparently, as Turkey gets more and more Islamic, as you know, Islam thinks dogs are haram. They're
unclean.
They're dirty. Yeah. So people started just throwing their dogs out.
Oh.
Well, they now have 4 million half-crazed wild dogs rampaging around attacking people. So now they want to just go around shooting them.
Yeah.
And it's like, or beating them to death or something like that. It's like, oh, Jesus. So do not watch videos of that.
And I think I think a lot of this has to do, at least here, has to do with the pandemic, which even
that's possible. Yeah.
even during COVID, Houston didn't fully shut down as a city.
I was gonna say kind of like here in Florida.
Yeah.
You know, we did the bare minimum and then some piss on it.
They tried, because we're a Democrat-ran city. They tried to enforce everybody staying home, but most people were finding loopholes around doing that. Like I didn't miss work at all, except when I actually got COVID and was sick as a dog. Outside of that, I went to work through the entire fucking pandemic. And all these people that were stuck at home going, "Oh, the dog's so cute, get a dog." And now that they're going back to work, it's like, okay, no more dog.
Don't need doggy no more.
Yeah, pretty much. Or I can't take care of it, or I don't have time, or whatever. It's bad. If I find a dog or a cat, there's a greater chance of that animal being euthanized because the shelters are at capacity than me just leaving it alone. Like, in general, it would be better off if I didn't even bother taking it to the shelter.
We don't have a problem like that in Florida, and unfortunately, I think I know why. Because we got shit that eats smaller animals.
Yeah, you got fucking constrictors and alligators and fucking tree
Frogs
iguanas.
Yeah, oh god, we're starting to get monitor lizards. I mean, full-size monitor lizards.
Oh, those will eat dogs, no problem.
Dude, those will eat people. Are you kidding?
Yeah.
Somebody swears they saw a Komodo dragon. I'm like, oh, for fuck's sake.
I would not put that past Florida. In fact, if anybody says they see something weird, I just automatically assume it's Florida.
But what are the chances that it's the actual thing or somebody dressed up as it?
Well, yeah, I mean,
It could
yes.
just be a really large monitor lizard. Those get pretty freaking huge.
Yeah, I was gonna say they've
Yeah,
seen the 6-foot monitors around here. So
I still wouldn't be surprised if there was some fucking Florida dude running around in a monitor lizard fucking costume or something. I'm just saying.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure. Florida man does many things.
Mm-hmm.
Never put anything past Florida man.
Speaking of, I wonder if watched in horror, Florida man arrested after diver was fatally entangled in boat propeller.
oh yeah,
2 days ago.
Oh,
That's
I thought you were going to bring up the Krasenstein thing.
that sunshine
With the
law.
manatees.
That sunshine law has completely ruined all the news reporting in this state.
Here's a good one. Florida man sentenced for trying to defraud NASA's space launch system.
Elon, is that you? He's Texas man, not Florida man.
My favorite one is still the guy that tried robbing a Wendy's drive-through with an alligator.
Oh, yeah, he threw the alligator through the window. Yeah,
Yeah.
we read that shit here, and we're like, yeah, okay.
I would imagine that's somewhat normal for you, but the rest of us.
Yeah. The show Cops, when it used to be on, my wife and I would always make sure we paid attention to the episodes that were based in Florida. Because we were, hey, we know where that is. We can literally identify where shit was. Hey, look, it's Fowler Avenue. Yeah. We're just down there.
What's funny is that now,
Oh god.
when shit happens here, I'll just go, oh, it's Austin. Like, I just saw a video of some fight that happened on 6th Street, which is a major bar street in Austin. And it was these two chicks fighting, and then one of them pulls a gun. Like, the girlfriend of one of the girls pulls out a gun, and then the boyfriend of the other girl, like, puts her in a stranglehold. And, of course, the cops show up, and she's like, I didn't do anything. I was like, pretty sure she just pulled a gun, like, 5 minutes ago.
I always say that. I didn't do anything.
Yeah. God, that reminds me, when Cops first aired, now you would see stuff like people pulling guns or fights or stabbings, and they'd go to different cities. I think it was season 2 was the first time my hometown was featured, and you know, and back then I can confirm Portland was like this. The segment they had, the only thing usable they had for Portland was some lady called in, like I think it was like a 4-foot gopher snake in her yard.
Wait, Portland?
Yeah,
I'm sorry. Anytime anybody says Portland, all I can think of is that Gangland episode where it's like Portland, known as P-Town. I was like, wait a minute.
that was something they were trying to push and push because I I think I've gotten into the history of it with CDAT and Metro, but basically, long story short, what happened was Portland used to be run by biker gangs. Law enforcement got fed up with them, so they pushed them out. That caused an underworld power vacuum, so California gangs moved in.
That's
You were better under the bikers, in other words.
Yeah. But yeah, no, that's when they were, the mid to late 80s, they were trying to push this like P-Town thing and all that. And it's like, no, that's Park Rose and a little bit of St. John's. That's not the city at large.
And then there's San Francisco, Pooh Town.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry. I couldn't resist that one. Welcome to Pooh Town. Thank you very much.
Yeah, UNICEF needs to go there.
Bro, the fact
I
that they
think
have a
even people
map.
from India would go there and be disgusted.
The fact that there's a map that you can pull up and it will tell you where all this the shit on the street is at any given time is just insane to me.
Oh,
Welcome to Turd Town.
that's hilarious to me. Oh, God, speaking of which, I came across a story this morning after I got off work. I can't remember what town it was, but police in Kentucky are looking for a guy that they're calling the porch pooper. Apparently, this guy is just going up to this one dude's porch and just shitting on his porch.
By his neighbor.
I was going to say they know who it is. This is a personal thing at this point.
Oh man.
Yes, that they're trying to see if there's any more victims, but the only footage is of this one guy's porch, and the dude the dude doing it is like clean.
Have they tested the poo? Have they tested the poo
yet? The story I saw didn't get into that much detail, but the video, it's a dude. He's obviously not homeless. This is a personal thing. So
Wilson, it looks like he had corn. Oh God.
Yeah, it's like
The poor,
Used to work
the,
in a low-end
what's that?
department store, and people would poop in the dressing rooms.
my wife, when I first met her, she worked in a department store. Yeah, and they would shit in the change.
Yeah, not only did they poop in there, but they smear it all over the wall. So if you ever go someplace to try clothes on, never sit on the bench and don't touch any of the walls and don't hang any of your stuff on the hooks. Just try not to touch anything.
Yeah, she worked in the Dillard's, and yeah.
Yeah, I worked at a place roughly equivalent. It's not around anymore, but yeah. And then they also did it in the bathrooms the one time, and then I was on break, and they came in and crapped, and they left before I came back from break. And my boss told me to clean it up. And I was like, I don't know, 17.
Nah.
I was like, yeah, I'm not doing that. That's a biohazard situation. And
Yeah.
like, well, it's your job. You're working women's wear. I'm like, well, that's this job.
Every time somebody brings
Only
up
time I
cleaning
ever
bathrooms,
walked off a job.
Yep. Anytime anybody brings up cleaning bathrooms, because I had to do that back when I was working retail. All I think of is that movie Wild Hogs.
Oh, yeah.
How I can't remember his name. I don't know
Was
why.
it Travolta or
no, not Travolta.
the guy from Tool Time?
No. God damn it. Why is this? Anyway, he's a plumber. And of course he goes on a Martin Lawrence.
Oh, okay.
Martin Lawrence shows up to a job, and the guy's like, "I saw my father murdered in front of my eyes when I was a child, and I've never seen anything like what happened in there."
All I could think of was if you've ever seen the movie Desperado. Remember the one, the toilet
Yep.
that had the room hidden. That's what I always think of as that's the gold standard.
But yeah, that's like I genuinely, and I think that's why I'm so appreciative of my job now and everything else. I think that's most people. Is if you've ever had to clean a fucking retail restroom of any sort, someplace that isn't your fucking home, I think you have a greater appreciation of sitting behind a desk or doing something else. You know?
I have burned shit in a half of a 55-gallon drum
Yeah.
that wouldn't be that disgusting.
Yep.
I have burned shit in the desert. And I would rather do that every day, all day, than some of the shit I've seen in retail bathrooms.
It's funny that you
I
bring
used
that
to
up.
work at McDonald's in high school. I have stories.
I don't want to hear those stories. I don't.
Today on Terror Shitters, special guest Marcena's like, y'all ain't gonna believe this shit.
Having a mom force feeding her kids until they vomit their nuggets all over the table, and then they'd all just get up and walk out and leave vomit everywhere.
I wonder if Kamala has a story like that. You know, because she worked at McDonald's.
Oh, except that, yeah. Then McDonald's like, we're not even that desperate. Even we wouldn't hire that bitch.
But yeah, I remember I had to go into, because we used to clean both the women's and the men's restroom. And I remember going to the women's restroom and there was just blood all over the inside of the stall.
Oh,
It looked like a fucking murder scene. I walked back out and found the only woman that worked with us, and she was an assistant manager. I was like, I'm not going back in there. You clean it. She was like, why? So I told her, and she was just like, oh. Okay, yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, Don't go in there.
Yeah, women's bathrooms are way grosser than men's bathrooms. Because I've used men's bathrooms like in an act of desperation.
Yeah.
Because we'll have lines and lines, and then the men's room will be completely empty. So I have used men's bathrooms on occasion if there's no men around. And I can tell you, men's bathrooms are almost exclusively cleaner than women's. I can't vouch for bar bathrooms because I don't go to bars, but
even those generally are cleaner.
Yeah, the one place that, you know, I've worked in retail, I've worked, you know, gas stations and all that, you know, and I've had to clean bathrooms. The one place where men's bathrooms are consistently dirtier than women's is right in front of the toilets.
Well, yeah, because
that makes sense.
They think they have more hose than they think, or they believe they have more hose than they actually do. Yeah.
You know, it reminds me, and this isn't bathroom related, but I used to work for Northern Tool, the tool company, retail place.
Yeah.
Way back in the day. And I remember going outside in the parking lot, and somebody had left this 5-gallon bucket in a shopping cart.
Oh, no.
And you could smell the bucket before you even reached the cart. So I sort of like crept my way up to it, holding my breath.
Up on the turd.
Yeah. No, I don't know what it was.
It was. He ambushed the turd.
It was a brown snake.
I'm imagining Wheezy in a ghillie suit, just belly crawling up.
Fucking low crawling up on a cart full of turds.
It was not human fecal matter. I don't know. To this day, I don't know what was in that bucket. But the only thing I could think of that was in this bucket was that maybe somebody went fishing and left a bunch of bait or some shit in there for about a week and forgot about it.
Oh god.
Oh god.
So it was like this gelatinous mass.
Yeah, that sounds like it was a chum
awful.
bucket. Yeah, yeah.
So anyway, I go back in and I'm like, what are we gonna do with this thing? Because it was out front and the dumpster was in the back. I was like, I'm gonna
Who's
have
hungry?
I've got to move this thing to the dumpster somehow. And I was like, I'm not touching it with my hands. So I went out there in some of those fucking like super long cleaning gloves, the neoprene ones, the ones that are like heavy duty. I had some of those on. I had a fucking welding mask on.
Oh man!
So I was like, the manager was like, "You are not bringing that in this building." I was like, "Okay, fine. Unlock the gate for me, and I'll go through there."
What are those things, Marzana? The cat in Class 4 hazmat suits?
Yeah, we didn't have any of those.
You know the ones I'm talking about.
Yeah.
So I'm walking through the parking lot in these big ass fucking black gloves and a welding mask with this shopping cart and a bucket. And I get to the back, and one of my coworkers is like standing by the dumpster, and he happens to look over, and he's looking at the grass right next to the dumpster. And next to the grass, as I'm throwing this bucket into the dumpster, in the grass there was some spent shotgun shells,
Oh my god!
a Bible, and a picture of an unknown black child.
That is the most Texas thing you could ever fucking say.
And
Almost Florida level.
I did not believe him until I walked over, and sure enough, that's what was in the grass. So I'm looking at that. I'm looking back at that fucking bucket. I'm looking at the ground.
No.
I'm looking at the bucket.
So you're disposing of evidence.
And I'm just like, I am never doing this again. I'm going back inside, and I'm going home. Because to this day, that is the most unsettling story I have of working retail. Because I was like, oh my god, was I an accomplice to a crime? Jesus Christ!
What an
Yeah,
odd
I don't have.
juxtaposition of things.
I don't know why they were there. I don't. It's like somebody cleaned out their car, and that's what happened to be in it. And
I'm sorry. Oh god.
true story.
That's
Weird as
crazy.
shit. Yeah.
I don't have anything matching that.
Yeah, fuck that bucket.
I
Wow.
mean, I've got a couple of stories, but I don't know about the what's the how long the legal limit on them is. Some from the military, so I probably just leave those alone. I don't know. One was in '91. Does that count?
That's well over 20 years ago. What? 30
Okay, yeah,
years ago.
all right. When we found the guy melted to the side of the vehicle, and we put a hat on him and sunglasses, and we posed.
Oh.
We did a weekend at Bernie's.
Jesus.
I look on Weezy's face right now going, okay, ending the stream right here, calling the FBI. I
Oh
mean,
my god.
it was wartime. Does that help?
Yeah.
He was dead.
I understand the mentality behind it. I haven't experienced it, but I understand. I understand, why soldiers do that.
You were paid to do it.
We were what?
Metronoid.
Why are you not home yet, Metronoid?
Sounds like he's on a Soviet era radio.
Well, he is from that part of the world, so it's quite possible. Comrade Metronoid, why do you still have radio?
He detoured through Uzbekistan to get home.
Well, we definitely know it's not we definitely know it's not a radio of the Biden administration. They only left the best shit behind.
Yeah. fucking
God.
Blackhawks.
No, it's nobody can afford good stuff because the EU keeps finding them €1 million a day.
Well, do you remember when they said, well, the equipment wouldn't work anyway 2 years later, 3 years later, and
Yeah.
they're still flying the Blackhawks? I'm like, great.
Full-blown
That's awesome, guy.
American military parade.
Yeah, who's been keeping that shit flying, I wonder?
Yeah.
Eh?
Can we just give 25 million or something like that to the Taliban by
Yes, by accident.
By accident.
Yeah.
Yeah, accident.
Yeah, you notice they're not giving any of us fucking billions of dollars on accident. In fact,
No.
you even go over $1 on your taxes and they're like, excuse me, that's mine.
One of my favorite memes is you have to pay taxes. How much? Guess. What if I guess wrong? You
All
go
of
to
it.
prison. You go to prison. Yeah.
Oh god, anybody hear about that shit going on with Chase Bank?
No.
Yes.
What happened?
They're
Apparently there's this glitch where
glitch.
you could like deposit a fraudulent check and withdraw the money immediately at an ATM.
Glitch.
What?
And so people are
What?
lining up around the block, around blocks to do it. And
Yeah,
I'm just
get
waiting
hit
for
with
Tuesday
fucking-
for the FAFO to kick in.
Oh, it's already happening. Now they're making fucking TikTok videos of them looking at their bank accounts and being like negative $40,000 in their accounts. Yeah, that's so fucking stupid that all these people. I think they thought it was gonna be the same like Cash App, where Cash App wasn't even going after the people unless it was a fuck ton of money. Chase Bank is gonna fucking light these people up.
Oh yeah,
That's yeah.
But yeah,
I got
like
nothing.
it's
Plug was saying, they were
it's special.
they were lining up literally around the banks. And then people were pulling that stunt, right? And here's the funny thing is that some of them got away with it, right? And I say got away with it in the sense that they got the money, but now they're, never going to ever be able to pay it back. But there were people that were doing it, and now Chase is putting like a 7 or a 14-day hold on the checks. So now, after they've already deposited this fraudulent check, now it's showing them like negative 30 grand. And they're like, wait, this is
my
supposed
gosh.
to work.
The guy on
That's
TikTok said it
amazing.
would work.
Yep.
That's fucking amazing.
Yeah, Chase Bank caught on real quick, and they're like, hold up. Yeah, no, we're not getting got.
I've never liked dealing with them. I've had to deal with them on and off over the years, and just
I don't like
I've
them
never
either.
had a good experience with them.
I don't like them either, but I am a fan of, as Buttpug said, fucking FAFO.
Oh yeah, yeah. I've dealt with Bank of Russia, as I call them.
But no, I was going
Right.
to say something before that. Oh, about your story about being in the military. Is, that's been one of my biggest gripes with leftists is the disrespect of like our military and our country as a whole. And
Oh yeah,
I didn't
yeah.
even, I didn't even serve, and I'm sitting here going, nah, this ain't
Well,
it.
my personal favorite is suddenly they're going, you can't disrespect
Arlington?
or Walls. You
Or
can't
Walls.
disrespect Walls. He served. I'm like, don't get me started.
Yeah, now all of a sudden all these people that didn't give a flying fuck about the military actually give a fuck for some reason. And that's been one of the biggest things. I think that was something that caused a lot of people to kind of change course, is how you have places like New York and all these other cities that are just shelling out all this fucking money for migrants. And not taking...
I was going to say, have you seen what's going on? New York is just losing their shit. And
Yep.
I'm going, sucks to be you, doesn't it?
Yep.
Or Colorado. That
Yep.
Aurora,
Chicago.
Colorado. Holy shit. Well,
Oh,
I was
God.
going to say Aurora, Colorado, where they took over, they're
Apartment
taking
building.
over, they took over an entire apartment building. And now the locals are patrolling with guns. And, the police going, you can't do that. Fuck you.
Like fuck you. You abdicated your self-appointed duty to, So we're going to do it ourselves, dickheads.
And meanwhile, the governor is like, I'm a Swiftie and I'm a Redditor, and I'm like, are you shitting me? This guy's literally going around bragging to being a Redditor and a Swiftie.
Yeah. Yeah, it was funny that he.
Fuck's sake.
It's really pathetic how they try to like.
I'm just like you
connect with
kids.
younger-
Yeah.
So just a normie.
Hello, fellow.
Whoa!
Hey, he's out of the
Whoa.
Bulgarian radio network.
Well,
Who the fuck is that? Who the fuck
that?
is that?
See that? I have to ask you something about your
Yeast.
deployment into Germany.
Oh, okay.
Uh-oh.
Which one?
Where you were driving around with a big fucking tank.
Uh-huh.
Back then, were the Germans driving on the highways when it was dark with the fucking high beams on all the
Oh,
time?
yeah. Mm-hmm.
Because it makes me want to chuck bricks out of my car when I'm driving.
Well, if it makes you feel better, when they switched from the M60s to the M1, the exhaust is 425 degrees Fahrenheit.
Mm-hmm.
In the winter times, the Germans, they like to tailgate the tanks.
Mm-hmm.
Now, they could do it on the M60 because it had a standard diesel engine. They would snuggle up behind the M1s, and the next sound you heard was their windshield going.
Puff.
It would explode their windshield because it would go from 20 below to 425. So, yes, the Germans, yeah. Even back then, the Germans did love their high beams. I mean, and it's like,
Fucking idiots.
you're shining it in a tank. What did you do?
And not just the fucking tank, I'm seeing the shadow of my car at the next big fucking metal sign where my exit is, and also simultaneously binding me through my rear view mirrors. But thanks to you, I don't see where the fuck I'm going.
Nope. Nope.
Oh, you'd hate driving here then.
Well, I've had decided that I want to get a Hammer H1 and convert it back to its mil spec and get a fucking I don't know,
A 50.
a 50 on top and just drive around in it and just
M134?
Even an old Ma Deuce. Just got a Ma Deuce and a box of ammo.
Oh,
Usually I got to pop off a couple of rounds.
I mean, listen, if a
If
broom
you're
handle
technical,
painted
go on.
black, if a broom handle painted black works and people leave me the fuck alone, I'm going with that.
Why's it got to be black? He's like, shut up. No,
Well,
I
listen,
remember-
listen. You will make me drop a hard R and bomb on with this stream.
So, the Germans, I will give them this. There's two things I encountered in Germany long before I encountered them anywhere else. Techno, which, oh my God, and basically halogen headlights.
Oh, fucking
Oh,
fuck me
fuck, I remember
sideways.
those.
Long before they were in the U.S., I saw them over there, and I'm like, so we literally had, because for whatever, there was some weird law at the time where we had to rig up heavy duty lights on the front of our tanks. So Comrade, as we used to call him Comrade would be coming at us, because this wasn't long after the wall fell. So we called him all Comrade. He'd be coming at us and flip on his halogen lights, and I'd be like, hey, driver? Yeah, get it. And he'd reach down and twist a lever, and literal spotlights would come on either side of the vehicle, and it looked like laser beams coming out.
You introduced Comrade to the sun.
Yeah, basically, it was like, yeah, I've got like, I don't know, 4,000 candle watt spotlights on this bitch.
2 collapsed sun in front of my tank. Fuck off.
And then they kick their lights off, and then they complain. It was like, well, you tried to blind my driver, because back then the sights were infrared. So if they turn on really bright lights, suddenly, we're fucked. We can't see. My driver can't see shit because he's dropped down inside the vehicle, running off of just basically, a night vision scope.
Yes. Yes, and the most annoying thing about this is that mostly these are Series 1 Mercs, Series 1 BMWs, and Golfs that have these really fucking bright
Like
xenon
LED or something.
LED or xenon, and all of them are driven by either very old, very decrepit Germans, or third or fourth generation Turks.
Oh God, yeah.
And none of them could drive to save their fucking lives.
You'd think the ancient Germans would know better. I mean, they've been there since the Autobahn was first put to use for what it was designed for. You think they'd know better?
I just have this mental
Well-
image of Metro driving down the highway in a Lada. It's just fucking screaming.
Almost. It's not allowed, but almost. I am screaming.
Of course, we get that here in Florida. You'll be like driving some backwoods road, and all of a sudden, Bubba will come up with his 27 LED lights on his truck,
Yep.
all aimed straight front. And it's like, will you knock that shit off?
Yeah, we do.
I don't know what
I
everybody
mean-
else. I call them pavement princesses.
Yep.
Those giant trucks that never are dirty. It's like, it's your money.
Yeah,
But why?
they're called bro dozers here.
Oh God, I like that even better. Bro toaster. That's awesome. Because oh my God, I've got a neighbor one, and he backs it into a parking spot, and it sticks out so far that when you try to back up, you can't see anything coming to either side of you because of this giant fucking turd mobile
Bro,
that he never moves, probably because he can't afford to put gas in it.
I work for an oil and gas company. That's all that's in our parking lot.
Oh yeah.
I'm the only guy around there outside of people that are, like administrative. Everybody's driving Nissans, Hondas. All the warehouse guys, all the sales guys, just fucking big ass fucking trucks.
I don't understand salespeople. I'm in sales. I drive a Kia. It's like I don't feel like when I gas up, I don't feel like having to take a loan out.
I thought about that, and I was like, I wonder if that's to make them more relatable to
It is
people
It
in the
is.
industry, because a lot of these guys spend a lot of time out in like West Texas,
Oh yeah,
So-
if you're driving a car, they look at you funny.
Yeah.
I mean, Vizzy, you should drive a Miata.
I thought about
Oh my
it.
God.
I did have a
Why
no
have
soul.
you
I
gay?
thought about it.
You know what, Metro? I can see that working. That fits.
I
Yeah,
thought about it.
Tiny yellow Miata.
I was gonna get
He
one
got
and
the
turn it.
hair.
I was gonna turn it into a
Bright
track
pink.
car.
But yeah, I can understand the relatable part, and that makes perfect sense in a lot of cases.
Well, that's why I got so pissed off about these fucking Turn Texas Blue assholes that don't understand that the oil and gas industry as a whole is fucking hurting unless you're a CEO of Exxon or fucking, whatever. But outside of that, the industry is slow. Like
Oh, did you see that Kamala's backtracking on the whole
fracking.
shutting down fracking? Yeah,
Yeah, no, I don't believe it.
I don't
Don't believe
either.
it for a second.
Oh,
Nope.
I'm still pissed off about what they did to West Virginia.
Oh well, yeah. Don't get me started on that one. Coming from a coal mining family, yeah. Don't even get me started.
What happened
Just
with West
learn
Virginia?
to code. Just learn to code. See that?
Yeah, well, yeah. They basically destroyed the coal mining industry. Most of the coal is some of the cleanest burning coal in the world.
Don't
And
tell that to Germans or they are going
yeah.
to invade.
that's what I said. Why don't they just sell it to the Germans? Since they were stupid enough to shut that gas pipeline down, and then now we're hearing it may have gotten
And outlawed
blown up by-
nuclear.
Yeah, outlawed nuclear, exactly.
And shut the nuclears down also.
Yeah, so why not sell them our good, clean burning coal instead of that shit they're getting from China, the brown coal?
Not just from China. They are digging up forests and rehoming people from villages just to get to these to the shitty brown coal that is in German ground, and they are effectively turning parts of Germany into a desolate wasteland that you've seen in Mad Max.
And that's just what doesn't make any damn sense to me.
The
And
best thing is
those
the Greens, the Bündnis 90 und die Grüne, lied and falsified data to justify closing down the nuclear reactors and the nuclear facilities.
Well, the thing that cracks me up is people that are like, well, look how dangerous. Look at Chernobyl. I'm like, are you telling me that the Germans are too stupid to boil water? I would trust their reactors over anybody's. I know they're going to be anal retentive. They're anal retentive about everything.
Oh,
Plus,
fucking
they have
yes.
the French right next door to them who know their shit about nuclear reactors.
Well, what's funny, Runesong just brought up the fact that all Kamala says about the flip is that her principles haven't changed. She hasn't answered anything about fracking and, the energy sector as a whole. And I don't think they give a shit to begin with.
Did you say the energy sector is a hoe?
As a whole.
Oh, I was going to say, because that's Kamala right there. She's the hoe.
That's probably more likely to get me fucking demonetized than Metro saying a slur.
Oh, okay. Well, in that case.
Listen, Kamala is a side hoe. She's not a hoe.
That's true. She is the side hoe. You're right.
She's not too good looking to be your hoe to be taken to parties or somewhat. She's just in the background.
She's just in the back.
Don't tell anyone about.
She's just in the back room with a bag over her head.
Yep.
Well, that's why, all these people during her interview with CNN, and she's getting all these softball questions. She's throwing out a whole bunch of word salad. Fucking Walls is sitting there saying, "Oh, I just misspoke when I was talking about my service." And then you have all these people that were just saying they're like, "Oh, I'll rate that a B- in terms of how good it went." I'm like, what? What?
Well, they haven't even put the whole interview out. It was 18 minutes long.
The original was 40 minutes long. 40. And it was 18 minutes that they aired.
Pared it down to 18, yeah.
And her approval still dropped by 5 points the next day.
Well, that's why I don't believe a word whenever anybody's like, well, look at Polymarket. There are some crazy motherfuckers on Polymarket dumping $100,000 on a Kamala win. And I'm like, they're going to be very upset.
Wait a minute.
Yes.
What the fuck is Polymarket?
Polymarket is where you can basically bet on futures that aren't actual futures. So, you can...
You basically are betting.
Basically, political sports betting.
Oh, so,
yeah. I could bet on
so retards burning money, okay.
Yeah. I could basically bet on, the Texas governor's race if I wanted to.
But why would you?
I wouldn't.
That's a fucking coin flip. I mean, sports betting, at least there is some quantifiable data behind it. And you're not just pulling things out of your ass.
Yeah. Well, that's what I'm saying.
I mean, just look at, I don't know, Brandon Herrera and his race in Texas. How close it was.
Very.
And
yeah.
Would you have bet on it that, I don't know who
but he's a racist.
Who he ran against would win? Or would you have bet on it that it was Brandon? It was a fucking coin flip.
Yeah. And I don't know. People in that district are stupid, so I kind of figured he was going to lose.
Well, also, his opponent outspent him 10 to 1.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Yeah, you have George Soros throwing money behind people, too.
Hey,
Oh, I'm sorry. That probably will get you banned, that name.
Yeah, probably. But I will
Sorry.
say,
Listen, I'm Hungarian. I allow it.
I'm gonna have the fucking ghost of Kath. What's her face? The YouTube CEO, Wojcicki. Wojcicki's gonna come back from the
Getting
grave.
Wajiki with it, yeah.
Thinking my jiggy. What?
Susan Wojcicki, the former
Ah.
YouTube CEO.
Wajiki Wiki.
Yeah, she died about
Ah,
2-3 weeks ago.
and her kid OD'd half a year ago.
I did not know
Well,
that.
Yeah, bringing that up will definitely get your ass demonetized.
Yeah.
well,
mean,
I'm just too bad, so sad.
It's like
We're-
it's not my channel.
we're an hour and 45 minutes in. I think I'll be okay.
No, I don't think about Weezy. I think about Wojcicki and her son. Too bad, so sad. Well,
Well, I mean, they
Oh.
don't
he
have
died.
to.
He died doing what he loved, and despite working for YouTube, she didn't have the money to save herself.
I'm just saying, neither one of them have to worry about anything anymore. So I'm sure it'll be fine.
True. I'll be right back.
But I am gonna step away for 2 seconds because the dog needs to pee. So
So we'll take this chance to say every racial slur.
please don't. I'll be right back.
How's everybody's Labor Day weekend going?
I'm just starting my weekend, so not looking forward to the next week or so of it's going back up into the 90s.
Well, that sucks.
Yeah, the couple of weeks we had of 70s and 80s temperatures.
I mean, it would help if I could relate to the scale, but
80 is about, what is it, like 28, 29 Celsius. So
okay.
I think, let me check on that real quick. So I'm just gonna Google it real quick. No. Oh yeah, that's right. This game. Okay, I'll just do it on my phone because I forgot this game. Alt tabs like shit.
And the dog is peeing on the microphone.
So I don't know who Tim Miller is, but apparently he said that JD Vance is the biggest douchebag he's ever met.
Who the fuck is Tim Miller?
Exactly. And I'm thinking, well, Miller's a former Marine and a hillbilly. So, yeah.
80 Fahrenheit is 26 degrees Celsius. Okay. Now I can place it somewhere. I mean, listen, I spend my day mostly in dress pants, so long as black pants, on the apron at 40 degrees weather, so I can relate.
Yeah.
So by the
Oh,
first
God,
5
that
minutes,
is-
I'm swimming in my own sweat, and that's just the first 10 minutes of a 10 to 12 hour shift. So
Yeah, the base of where I work, even though I walk around out in the weather, half my shift, is the boiler room. So I'm looking at, whenever I'm in the boiler room in the summer, 40, 45 C in there. So, and that's on the ground floor. That's not up where the actual boiler tanks, which. So, yeah, I know that temperature.
See, for me lately, it's been a lot of my customers have been reaching out. I looked onto an entire chain of construction material dumps, like when they break down a building and all the stuff has to be. So pretty much I've been spending my days out with no shelter, no trees, no nothing, on a giant pile of rotting garbage.
Oh God.
Discussing communication with them, and I'm like, oh my God. I mean, don't get me wrong, the contracts are great. They pay the money, you know, they need the communications, blah, blah, blah. But man, there ain't nothing quite like a dump in, 95 degree in the shade weather. So,
Well,
Yeah.
something is cooking under your feet.
oh, dude, and the reek is just absolutely gagging. You know, and even the birds are like, nah, man, I'm not, I gotta leave. That's nasty.
Yeah.
Even the seagulls.
Even the seagulls are like, "Woo, yeah, we'll be back later, man."
Make sure you drink plenty of water if you're out in that heat.
Yeah.
Oh,
No,
yeah.
I always carry. I used to have a Camel pack in my car, but I figured that looked a little too geeky, so I threw a couple of water bottles in.
I mean,
Oh,
listen,
every day when I go to work, I stop by the store and get a gallon of water.
You probably
So-
finish it off too. So
Pretty close. Yeah.
I mean, listen. As far as my experience goes, if the temperature is above 30 degrees for a long period of time, you need at least double the amount of water you consume on the regular.
Yeah.
And that's just being in the heat and not doing anything to exert yourself.
I was gonna say, I'm just standing around talking while we're, pointing out, okay, we can put the tower there and blah, blah, blah. And still, I get back to my car, my shirt, I could just wring it out, hang it on the back seat.
Listen, when it's really hot, usually I just piss orange juice at the end of the day at once, and until then I just sweat out everything that I drink.
Yeah. Yeah, I got to be very careful. I don't drink any sodas. I don't drink anything but water. But sometimes I'll throw in like my wife got something called Propel. It's like a electrolyte
Oh,
powder.
yeah.
Yeah. I'll usually have one of those just because I figure I'm probably sweating out. I'm obviously sweating out more than water. So,
Yeah.
But listen, if you can smell or, God forbid, taste the artificial sweeteners, then you need to change.
well, these are actually zero sweetener. They're 0 calorie, and they taste really. If you've ever had Kool-Aid without sugar in it, that's kind of what it tastes like. It's like, bleh.
I mean, Kool-Aid isn't just sugar and water. With
Okay, it depends on the
with some food
neighborhood.
dye.
If you in the more darker neighborhoods, then yeah, it's basically enough sugar that it crystallizes in the container. So yeah.
Or if it's Jonestown, it's an entire different kind of Kool-Aid.
Dude, I don't know why. I have absolutely laughed my ass off at Jonestown memes. Like there's one of all these bodies later on a Kool-Aid man going, "Oh yeah."
Oh, Jesus.
I've seen one where Kool-Aid man just goes through the wall, sees it, and the Family Guy meme, and just backs off slowly.
Oh, Barzetta here. I finally heard. What were we talking about? It was a few days ago. Oh, it was the breakdancing chick. It was the breakdancing chick from Australia.
God.
And I finally saw the one with the Family Guy just in the background. I watched it twice. And I couldn't stop laughing.
So Pines got my husband. He got her Olympics like sport card.
Oh no!
I'm like, why? Why? He thought it was funny. So he's like, I bought her card as a collector's item. Like, oh
How much
god,
did he pay it for?
$5. I'm like, that's $5 too much,
Oh.
buddy.
Look at Wheezy trying to be all Mexican and shit, man. Having a tortilla.
I was about to say, what, frying up tortillas while he's walking his dog?
No, that's what I
Dude,
was doing. That's what I was doing before I started the stream, though.
I'm not gonna lie, man. I've had some Texas street food that shit's better than anything you'll find in a restaurant.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what it is. You know, I feel kind of like what was that movie with Wesley Snipes and Sylvester Stallone when they ended up going forward and
Demolition Man.
literally. I'm not gonna ask what kind of meat's in this because I don't want to know. But it's good. It's reta. It's a rat burger. It's the best rat burger I've ever had.
Bro, we got taco trucks and shit all over the place. Those
Don't
motherfuckers,
ask why there's no stray dogs.
those motherfuckers don't give a shit about health codes, nothing. But the food's good.
Mm-mm. I was just gonna say I don't really care. You know, it's like having been in some Chinese restaurants that were top ranked by critics, and I've been back in the kitchen going, "Yo, this is like a belly goat puke back in the kitchen." So
We had one locally that was in the international news for what they found in the kitchen.
oh god,
I won't tell you what it
Jesus.
is because you'll be able to look up the news story and then you'll be able to place where I live. But yeah,
look,
It was little
everybody
kids. It was little
everybody
kids.
knows
I'll
you're in
tell
New
you off
York.
the
Come on.
stream.
Everybody knows you're in New York. Come on. Oh, you
I
got a
can only
black cat.
imagine.
You got a black. I see. You're trying to offset the fact you got a white racist cat. So you got a black cat. Okay.
The black one came first. I'm just saying.
Come on,
Black
Metro.
one first.
Come on, make a slur. Come on, man. You can do it.
We believe in you.
You can make a
Nah.
slur out of anything.
Nah, it's cat.
He's like, oh, no, I draw the limit. I draw the limit at the cats.
Listen, people are bastards. Cats are just assholes. And I can sympathize with an asshole.
Okay, I literally saw this entire discussion about whether cats are Republican or Democrat, and literally it came up that cats are Republicans.
Yeah.
I know, but everybody's like, "Oh, well, yeah, but you know, liberal women have cats." It's like, but if you met a cat, it doesn't give a shit about you.
Yeah.
Okay, it doesn't like you. It doesn't like anybody.
Yes, I mean, listen, Labradors and whatnot are Democrats.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Well, liberal women
but
like
you're-
cats because liberal women like conservative guys. They hate that they like conservative guys, but they do like them.
I mean, that's why they drink the boxed wine, to forget.
Pretty much.
You know,
There's whole articles on why is it that I keep getting attracted to Trump supporters? Because they're actual like dudes.
Because they have real testicles and not nudicles. The fact that you know what those are, Wheezy, is just
I'm not asking.
they're fake testicles to put on a pet that's been neutered.
yeah, so they don't feel so bad.
Hey,
And not your Dodge Ram.
Oh God! When they have the balls hanging off the back bumper of a truck, and I'm like,
To be fair, they do that for people too.
"What? They hang a balls off their back bumper?
No, no. You
Oh,
can get prosthetic.
Fake nuts?
Yeah, yeah.
I understand if you've had like testicular cancer
Yeah,
or
that's-
something. Like
that's
I get
what
that.
I'm just picturing some of those really ugly women just going all out and getting a set of nuts.
Oh yeah.
I gotta stop.
Dude,
Oh God!
it's just like Yeah, I'm debating if I even want to say anything about this. I'm trying to think of how much shit I'm gonna get.
Say it.
Oh, who cares?
Say
No,
it,
it's just like
pussy.
the people that are like female to male transitioners that end up like taking all the skin off of their arms to form the
Oh,
yeah.
why those pictures of all things? I can literally eat a plate of spaghetti and watch brain surgery. But when I see that, it just, oh God.
Yeah, it hurts.
Because you look
I
at
don't
it
even
and
look
you
real
know
when it's
what
done.
they lost. Because
My wife's like,
they
what upsets you? And I told her, she goes, like, you can stop. You can stop now. Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, I've seen entirely too many of those
Uh, I
botched
can't.
surgeries or whatever.
Two things I can't look. That and animals being hurt.
Yeah.
I cannot look at pictures or videos of
Yeah.
that. Because I want to hurt whoever hurt them. It's like, oh, you like beating up on animals? Well, I got a fix for you.
Yeah, animal cruelty and child abuse are the two things I
Oh,
draw
yeah.
the line at.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of, and I don't know how true. Have you seen? Apparently, there's a new movie out about child trafficking,
Sound of Freedom?
basically, it's another version of that.
Oh.
I think. And apparently, they've been like low promoting it at movie theaters and like telling people the theater's full when it's not. And I'm just, okay, is this just an internet story or is this actually happening? Because I can picture some shit like that going on, especially this time of year with what's going on in the country. So,
I wouldn't be surprised.
Oh.
It's just,
Yeah, and that, and I read a news story a couple days ago in California.
that's all you got to say. That's all you got to say.
Yeah, groups of migrants were caught twice trying to steal occupied school buses.
Oh, that's
To
how
me,
you,
that's an
yeah, that's
an instant
right.
open fire situation.
Huh. Maybe I should start driving my kids to and from school.
I think it's going to happen in places where there's a very good chance the average citizen is not armed. And where I
in
live,
gun-free zones. In gun-free zones.
yeah, where I live, or
Right in
kind of
front
where
of
you
the
live,
school.
Marzana, there's a good chance they're going to have a gun. So,
that's
I mean,
why.
listen, the best chance is right in front of a school because a school is a gun-free zone. Because
yep.
then, when it's free from it, nobody is going to break the law and bring something there that it's free from.
Well, it's just like we were talking about Sound of Freedom, like how they were trying to say that one of the they were trying to say how one of the backers ended up getting arrested or charged with child porn or something.
Yep.
But it wasn't like anybody involved in the movie.
Guy had given like
Yeah.
$50 or something.
But they tried to,
like
focus on that versus the actual substance of the movie.
Well, makes you wonder what they're so worried about.
Well, the thing that got me with the criticism of that movie was, the real life story of the operation and everything. It did have its flaws. It did have actual criticisms, legitimate criticisms about how things were carried out. They focused on none of that. They made shit up.
Did they?
Which that alone told me there was an agenda behind discrediting that.
But, like y'all said about shit being gun-free zones, I think that's why, like, Texas in general didn't really have that big of a problem during the whole BLM movement. Because everybody over here is packing. It's like, you start trying to pull people out of their cars and doing all this other shit, which actually happened in Austin. And what happened? The dude got shot.
They tried to do, the story is they tried to do a BLM riot in Miami. And they weren't really paying attention to what neighborhood, and they were right near Little Havana. And basically a bunch of pseudo-communists decided to start some shit right on the edge of A bunch of Cubans. Yeah, there's no way that's going wrong.
Oh,
They thought about doing it they also tried it in the Tampa area, and we have a smaller area called Ybor City, which is basically one of the oldest parts of Tampa, and it's Little Havana for Tampa. And they marched right along, and all the locals in Ybor came rolling out and were like, "Hey, you want to talk about communism? Come here. I'll talk about communism."
Yep.
You start beating motherfuckers.
Well, you wonder why all these. They say that Kamala and Walz are losing points among Hispanics. All these people, as soon as she's talking about fucking price controls and all this other shit, they're like, "Wait a minute,
We've heard this.
I know what that means."
And also,
I don't get
I
it.
would imagine that those people worked to be Americans. They want to be Americans. And
Oh yeah.
it's a slap in the face to let in grifters and literal scum, the underground, the underworld, the gangs and whatnot, and point at them that they are just like you when they
Yep.
precisely get away from that situation, and now the Democrats are importing that.
Well, not only that, people that came over had to, came over the right way, had to work their way up from the bottom, to provide for the families, this, that, and the other. And now you've just got
and
people
those
walking
were a
across.
lottery to even get a
Yeah. Now you got people just walking across, and it's like, okay, here's a hotel room, here's all the food you can eat. Here's some money,
Here's a credit card.
Yeah, here's a credit card. Here's this. Here's that. And all these people. It like you said, it's a slap in the face. And like, even to non-Hispanics, right? Because we brought up earlier about the veterans. You got plenty of veterans that need assistance or could use government assistance, and they don't give a fuck.
I guarantee my grandfather would, had he lived to see this day, besides being really old, would be furious. Because again, they came through Ellis Island, they registered, they went and did jobs. I hate to bring jobs that nobody else wanted to do. Mining coal, driving coal trucks, shit like that, going up in those hills. They'd be furious.
Well, I mean,
and same with your grandfather. Join the army. Okay, well, how do I get my citizenship fast? Well, you can be a soldier. Oh shit, we only got a world war going on. That'll work. Cool.
yeah, and it's funny because who was it that let it fucking slip on The View? I think it was Kelly Osbourne. That was like, oh, if we don't bring the immigrants over, then who's
who's
clean
gonna
your
do the-
toilets and who's gonna do your lawns and
Remember, we're talking about Democrats, and they've been pissed off ever since they got their slaves taken away. So they've been pissed since 1865. Okay, so they just had to find another slave class.
Wait a minute, the party switched. Remember, the party.
Oh,
switched.
I always ask them, show some proof of that. Well, everybody knows it happened, and I'm like, then why was Al Gore's father still a Dixiecrat?
Yep.
Why was Chief Bird still a Dixiecrat?
Yeah, that was a good 2-second impression of Razorfist.
What?
Okay,
What about
I might be
Razorfist?
the one person that doesn't really care for him. I might be the one person that doesn't really care for him.
I'll listen to him occasionally, but that's about it.
Yeah, he's I don't know, a little too over the top. So.
But I mean, I put him in the same bucket as Salty Cracker, so that's just me.
You said it twice now. One more to get some into the stream.
No, I hope not.
Yeah, they say the most outrageous shit, and it's like, okay, but you literally sound like the other side. With your crazy ass claims.
That's how I feel about all this shit, like with abortion. I've always been the one person that's like, I don't like it, but I can see where there's instances where it could be necessary. If there's something, both people are going to die if you don't do this.
Negro gatto.
There's always something, right? There's always
That's
some,
like 1/10 of 1%, though.
exactly.
I mean, that's.
But we're not talking about the people that are using abortion as a form of contraception. You know, that
No.
those are the ones that tend to be the ones screeching about it the loudest.
How is it? And I'm a guy, but I mean, how is it with 24, 25 types of birth control? Could you just accidentally get pregnant in this day and age?
Well,
You are stupid.
Okay, that is the only thing that
fetish.
really makes sense. I'm sorry,
actually
say
a
again,
fetish.
Marzin.
It's a fetish.
Is it okay? Oh, okay, because I wanted to hear from the woman's, but because I'm like, how do you could go
Some women
get
just
birth
like to get
control for
pregnant, and then they
free.
like to abort. There's something wrong with them mentally. I don't get it personally, but I know that it is a thing that some women do. They'll do it on purpose
So it's
so
bitches
that
be
they can
crazy.
go and have an abortion. Yeah,
Ugh.
psychopaths.
Oh.
I mean, you closed down all the mental asylums, so
yeah, we need.
true.
That's what we need. We need to make mental asylums great again.
I mean, not great, just open.
Imala. I'm sorry, I'm not gonna let that ever rest.
No.
I'm still laughing about it. It's fine. They know what they're doing.
I mean, selling an Indian as a black Hispanic is
Bro.
is
Oh, did you
100%
Did you see her
American.
fake accent? Fake accent came out again
Oh, the
in Savannah.
What? Black scent? The black scent?
Her fake black scent came out in Savannah again, and I'm like, you got to be fucking kidding me.
everybody's talking about how she's like, oh, I used to make greens in the bathtub. It was like, what? Why are you making collard greens in the bathtub?
Oh, because everybody loved her greens.
Because she's
she had to
stupid.
wash so many of them. She had to use the bathtub, and I'm like, after your nasty ass been in there, we know what's been on that. Never mind.
Just
She
use
said
the,
that was the most Indian thing she could ever do, washing her food in the bathtub.
just use the same.
Or what are you trying to say? You're trying to say, what is she going to shit in the street?
Oh my god.
Well, she used to live in San Francisco, so
True, very true.
Look,
I mean, listen, Kamala is the perfect representations of not the top 0.5% of Indians that have been allowed out of the country up until very recently.
Actually,
Stupid as a rock and a grifter to boot. So
the only reason you have all these people backing is because of that fucking slogan that they always use for everything about too male,
because it's a brown pussy.
too male, too pale, too stale. Yeah, that's what they always say.
Yeah.
But
But
I'm
at least
sorry,
we
I'm-
haven't heard "Si se pueda."
That shit like that is why I know I brought it up already about the whole Turn Texas Blue people. That the person that they put all their shit behind was Beto O'Rourke.
Oh God, yes.
That man pisses me the fuck off. Just because
I hate just his face alone, man.
not even that. It's that his dad told him, "Oh, you need to call yourself Beto so that you can appeal to Hispanics."
What, beta?
I was gonna say I always thought it was Beta O'Rourke.
No, Beto.
Yeah,
I mean,
Beta fits better, but
I have only one question to, I guess, to the void, because you can't answer it, but I understand that politics is a personality game.
oh yeah,
And Trump has the winning personality and has the showmanship. And against such opposition, why do you choose somebody that has a personality of a wet paper bag?
the people that support what they think they need to have no personality. We've seen that time and time again.
I mean,
The people that have
the
the
pussy
personality
the
don't
pussy hat
support
was a giveaway.
Yeah. the people that are the hardcore leftists, the ones they think they need to appeal to, don't have a personality. They can't have a personality. Being a personality is sometimes you got to run shit right up to the edge when you're talking about it. You got to laugh. You got to joke. You got to be able to carry on a conversation with anybody. They can't. They have is their
Talking
beliefs.
points.
The talking points, their beliefs.
Because
their
listen, I
system.
wouldn't say that they have beliefs. They have directives. Because if you have a belief, you have to believe in it. You have to be able to reason for it, and they can't do that. They are just regurgitating the talking points that Rachel Maddow, Chris Hayes, and I don't know what the fuck ever Don Lemon just vomited up from the teleprompter.
I was gonna say Joe Scarborough.
Yeah, and see, that's it. They're afraid they cannot. We all have different beliefs on different topics. We don't all agree. But their system, if you do not agree with every single thing lockstep, you're out. And they're terrified of that. Because this is the only people they know. They cannot live without the support of their entire network. They have to have this weirdo support system. None of them are comfortable in their own skin enough to just say fuck it and go their own way.
Yep.
Which a lot of us have had to do. Wheezy more than I think anybody has had to kind of say fuck it and go his own way. So I've always kind of been me. So,
and in other words, those aren't approved thoughts, comrade.
Exactly.
Face the wall.
Like you've had too much to think today.
Oh,
So
And they cannot face the fact of being an independent thinker or even questioning even the slightest. Any of
That's why we call them NTP.
Yeah.
So RuneSong
listen.
brought up a good thing to answer your question, Metro. She said her dad's theory on why Walls was chosen is that he's the only male pick who doesn't look more powerful than her.
That's for sure.
Well, I mean, Waltz look like a bitch, so...
Yeah.
I can't believe, though, that they seriously thought they could push that 24-year bullshit. And him bailing. CNN ran a story on it. They literally burned him themselves. That's how bad that situation is. And I realize it's not a lot of people that will use that as a deciding factor to vote for somebody, that he's a complete pussy.
Yeah, well, the left, being a pussy in the left is a good thing. It's a good thing that he.
Oh, that's true. Speaking of beta, yeah.
Why do you think so many?
I don't know. I mean, it's just I think, and also, excuse me. I'm looking in from the outside. That's the most revealing characteristic of his. He had a career. He took an oath and was serving in some capacity. And when he was called upon to not just serve but to earn the benefits of that 20-something year career, he cut and ran like a bitch.
Well, the thing I have to say, and this is from my own personal experience, my own personal career, during a time of war, they do what's called stop losses. If you've ever come across that term, they lock you in. You ain't going no damn where. Your ass staying here. And the higher rank you are, the less likely they're going to let you go. They needed sergeant majors, first sergeants, colonels, lieutenant colonels. They need senior leadership, people that had been there and done that.
Yes.
Tim Walz was such of a complete piece of shit. They let him go. Just think on that for a minute. They literally said, nah, bro, we're going to war, but we'll do better without you.
Yes, but also it was his own impetus to see himself out.
Yeah, it was. But nobody tried to stop him.
Yes. So he's a bitch But he's a stupid bitch in this regard.
But they knew he was such a bitch. They're like, nah, we can. That's okay, man. We'll cover for you. You take your monkey ass back to wherever you came from.
I remember reading, what was it? Walls' Superior. Like roasting him, and I know just enough about how the military speaks and whatnot to just be like, holy shit!
Oh,
people do not talk like this unless somebody is
no.
just the bottom.
Seniors do not talk about. His battalion commander, a lieutenant colonel, roasted him. The man that replaced him, a sergeant major, roasted him. And to me, the most telling thing was the chaplain. Holy Joe busted on him. Literally the chaplain, who don't talk shit about nobody publicly, said, yeah, he's a piece of crap. When the chaplain rats your ass out, you suck. I mean, you can all but commit a murder, and chaplain will be like, well, God will forgive you, son. But you a piece of shit. That's when the chaplain runs you down. You're not going to fix that.
Something I wanted to get to, because Wheezy's mentioned the Turn Texas Blue thing a couple times. So Wheezy, are you aware of any laws in Texas where candidates aren't allowed to campaign as a member of a political party? They're not allowed to list it on ballots, voter pamphlets, shit like that.
I don't think so.
Okay, I'm saying this to you, and I'm saying this to every Texan and every person who lives in a red state who may be listening right now. Do not let them put anything like that through, because that's what turned Oregon blue.
Okay, I'm confused. So they can't list their party affiliation?
Yeah, you run as Joe Blow, and normally across most of the country, you can have a little R, a D, or an I.
Yeah, we don't do that here.
Right. Yeah, we don't. Yeah, same here.
That's against the law here in Oregon.
Is that why the
That
Portland mayoral
explains a
race,
lot.
Is that why the Portland mayoral race or whatever it was had a literal fucking communist running?
No, that's just Portland. But
I mean,
but
the affiliation or whatever, it was just her name, but she was an actual communist.
Yeah, no, and that law was put into place 25 years ago, and Oregon flipped hard blue, and up until a couple of years ago, we had a constant Democrat supermajority in the state legislature because of that. Because people didn't have the information to just go, okay, well, things aren't going the way we want them to, so maybe we should kind of vote out the party in power. It disallowed them from doing that. It disallowed an informed choice for the people.
Yeah, we'd have a revolution here in Florida. Somebody trying to pull that shit. I mean, one of my representatives is literally about a 5-foot-tall, angry, kind of quasi-Latino woman who poses with AR-15s and German Shepherds in her.
I've seen a couple of those pictures.
Don't forget that she shits on Stephen King as well.
Oh, Luna? Yeah.
Or was it Mark Hamill? I don't know.
Probably both. Yeah, she's meaner than cat shit. We love her to death. We love her to death. The fact she's hot doesn't hurt.
They were projecting her to lose at this point, which I assume that was just more cope. But
I think because I don't even know who's running against her, and everybody's, what's she done? I said nothing, which is exactly the way we like it. Okay, just leave us alone. Yeah. Shit's working. Don't fuck with it.
Well, that's similar to us when Sheila Jackson Lee died.
Oh my God.
It was like, oh well, all these Democrats ran up to take her spot that I'd never even heard of. And then of course Sylvester Turner gets picked, which Sylvester Turner was our mayor. And man, he's almost as bad as Sheila Jackson Lee. But my dad worked for the airport, the Houston airport systems, and I can't remember if it was Turner or it was Brown, but one of them put up a big ass fucking billboard at the airport, basically saying "Welcome to Houston." And it was his face. I think it was Mayor Lee Brown. But yeah, same vein, same type of people.
Yeah. No,
What's
I mean it was Luna, the whole thing about the swimsuit picture.
Yeah.
They were trying to make a big deal about it, and it's like she wasn't running for office when she took that picture. And how gay do you have to be bothered by that picture?
What
was
making a
the
picture?
What's
What
that?
was the final? What was the final count on the number of moving boxes that an AR-15 weighed that Jackson was claiming?
Oh, 50.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Which,
It shoots 50 caliber bullets.
yeah, I was gonna say, having carried an M4 and an M16, y'all don't want to fuck with me. I can throw that thing around.
Well,
They don't weigh that much.
No, they don't weigh shit.
that
They don't
wasn't
weigh.
I mean,
that wasn't even the worst thing to come out of her camp when she was up for re-election, which somehow she magically got re-elected again. Just like fucking
oh yeah, somehow.
Dora the Explorer got re-elected, or quote unquote judge. But there was literal audio of her fucking berating her staffer, and calling him a fucking idiot and all kinds of shit. And people are like, "Yep, that's what I want."
Wow.
Okay, but she's got a pass card.
Yeah, well, yeah,
She had.
a good chunk of the areas she represents is primarily black.
Right. So
I
she's
happen
just
to be a part
proud.
of that area.
She's a proud, strong black woman. Didn't got to take no shit off nobody. That attitude is a positive thing in that way.
But
I mean, look at the super mayor in Illinois.
Oh
We've
my
been
God,
following
that's
that shit show.
that is
That shit
imploding.
show.
That is imploding gloriously, and I am here for it.
But she was fucking literal ghetto trash. Literal ghetto trash, and they're
She
like,
had a
"Yay!"
record she had a record for stealing cars.
Yeah. And she somehow gets on the board of advisors for the county and the city. And then when the mayor, I don't know if he died or stepped down or whatever, they had to run somebody and they needed somebody to step in. And somehow she convinced this one beta male dude, and I'm pretty sure I know how she convinced him, to appoint her as mayor. And they literally, I think within a month, had a recall up. She was that bad. And then a judge was like, no, you can't recall her. She's a proud black woman of color. You can't do that.
Yeah,
And just let her ass stay there.
if y'all get bored, just look up Tiffany Henyard
Oh, yeah.
on Nate the Lawyer's YouTube channel, and you'll get
Nate the Lawyer. Yeah, Nate the Lawyer and Real Justice Warrior are the two people I go to for that situation. Nate the Lawyer, funny as shit.
Yeah, and he'll
check him
live
out.
stream. He'll live stream the city council meetings, and
Yes,
those
he
meetings
will.
are fucking nuts.
And Nate's a former a black, I think, former attorney and former police officer.
Yeah, he was
so
a
he knows of
prosecutor.
what he speaks. Yeah, he knows of what he speaks. So, and he does not play the race card. He does not let that shit fly. It's funny as shit watching.
But yeah, she's so fucking corrupt that she was fighting. The last meeting that they had, they were trying to shut off all the credit cards.
Yeah.
Because they don't have any money. They don't have enough money to pay the employees, to pay the bills. And she was out there fucking dropping like 40 grand on Amazon in a day.
Yep. Well, the worst part is when she took over, they had a $5 million surplus.
Yep.
This chick, in like less than 2 years, pissed away $9 million. She blew the surplus and then kept writing checks.
Yep.
And I'm like, oh my! It's literally, this is like Democrats in action. And you can't say anything about race because the guy she replaced was black. Like 90% of the district is black.
Yeah.
And this
that's-
dude was like super, super conservative, super quiet. Man, he just like, look, we just gotta. She's like throwing parties. Go, bring your kids down. You get free pizza and a bouncy house, and I'll give them backpacks and iPads and all. And I'm like,
Don't
it's
forget the
free.
blowjobs in the car park.
That too. But she keeps it's all free. Bitch, it ain't free.
she tried to pull the race card in one of the meetings where she was like, I'm a black woman and y'all are up here supporting me. It was like, y'all are black. You're supposed to support me. And, dude,
Yeah, literally.
the
she did,
people
yeah.
went absolutely fucking ballistic because she said that.
She
they
said the
went-
quiet part out loud.
Well, yeah. And people were like, fuck you. You're blowing all our money. We don't support you for shit.
Oh, and had her boyfriend was the acting chief of police, was getting overtime. Now,
Yeah.
the chief of police does not qualify. This dude literally had like 134 hours in 2 weeks of time on duty.
Yeah.
So he had 54 hours of overtime.
Same thing with
A
her
triple.
bodyguards. Her bodyguard, I think they were saying, had 300 and something hours in overtime. And it was like, that means this motherfucker slept for 2 hours in 2 weeks.
Oh, and had $150,000 like
Yeah.
Suburban
Yeah.
leased. So
that's-
and a driver.
It's such a shit show.
And she was only in charge of a community of 20,000 people.
Yep.
She did not need bodyguards, a Suburban. Yeah, she's a piece of work, man. I was waiting for the Democrats to put her up for Congress.
Oh, she'd fit right in.
Oh, hell yeah, she would.
You know, it's in the same vein.
AOC mention.
I was gonna say it. She's an awk. She's an awk.
God damn it. Yeah, it's the same vein as like people like Cori Bush. And Cori Bush saying all the crazy shit that she says and then being like, why didn't I get reelected? It's because they're racist. And it's like, no. It's because you're a
But-
crazy person.
Ilhan Omar wins.
Yeah.
Wait,
Ilhan
that
Omar-
Cory
that-
Bush
yeah.
is the
That's not
fat
surprising,
black
though.
bitch.
That was Cori
Well,
Bush.
what I find interesting is if you watch, I was watching the returns come in
I know.
for
That was
Ilhan
true.
Omar, and all the other districts had come in at 85 to 90%. Hers was at 0%, and then it went from 0 to closed
Yep.
instantly.
And not
and
not
she had
only that.
just enough votes to win too.
Even if you put that aside and you don't look at the weird shit that happened with her entire district, all of it is
Oh, Somalis. Yeah.
Somalis and Muslims.
Yeah.
So there it would have been almost impossible for her to lose.
Don't forget what
Surprised
they
they vote
did
for
with
a
the
woman.
state flag.
Oh yeah, they changed the state flag and basically made it Muslim friendly.
Walls did.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did.
He made it look more like the Somali flag. Walls did that.
Oh man,
Listen,
all I-
I'm completely in favor of Greek and Spanish and whatever coast guards ramming dinghies on the Mediterranean, and I think you could do something for that effect on your southern border as well.
the Greeks are just they got no chill left, man.
Listen, the
Oh, there you go.
The Greeks had enough. The Greeks had enough. They
The
ran
Greeks
into
are remembering the Greeks
The-
are remembering marathon.
I was
not
gonna
just
say they've got
marathon.
experience. That's like the Poles.
They ran into financial troubles big time with the 2004 Olympics,
Yeah.
then 2008, and now the once prosperous and picturesque Greek islands are full of Pakistanis, Bangladeshis, and what the fuck ever,
North Africans, yeah.
and Sudanese, and what the fuck ever, and what they are not stealing or butchering and eating, or they are raping. And
Sometimes at the same time. I mean, you know.
yes, so I don't know.
Where was
I
that? They
had-
raped a dolphin to death. Is
that
India,
was
or-
that was that
No,
was
that was-
that was Pakistan. They are
Yeah.
raping sweetwater dolphin species into extinction.
Oh, I thought that
Look
was
at
the
Wheezy.
traffic.
Look at Wheezy. He's
But
like,
I mean, I mean,
It's me. People
For-
think that we've evolved as a species. Like, oh, we're
Listen.
we're not happy anymore.
listen.
Like,
The West evolved. The West evolved.
yes.
The others stayed the fucking same.
India in space 2020.
I mean, the shit is floating in front of you, not staying on the ground. So, and nobody's cleaning up.
Oh God. See, it was adorable when Poland says Poland can to space. Remember that whole the Poland ball thing?
Polish clay. Yeah.
Poland can to space. And I was like, oh, that's kind of adorable.
Nimci, what are you doing?
Oh God. Yeah. So, but dude, I don't know what's gonna happen with it. And just watching what's happening in the UK. Holy
really
shit.
sad.
I really thought they were gonna kick off. I
they
really
kinda
thought they
did.
were gonna. They kind of did, but I thought it was gonna go full batshit.
Listen.
It's-
The English won't going to start shit. It will be the Irish.
Yeah,
And
I
the
love that they were
Northern
trying to pull
Irish.
that shit on the Irish, and I'm like, have you met these people?
I mean, the Northern
They hate
Irish,
each other,
the Protestants and the Catholics were together.
dude. The Catholics were marching next to Antifa. That was the most. I'm like, okay, whatever this timeline is, y'all need to quit drinking so hard because this shit's crazy.
I mean, I've seen graffitis on the internet from Irish cities next to these burnt down or vandalized migrant hotels, addressing specifically the workers called in. They are not going. They are not going against the police.
No,
They are telling
no.
the tradesmen, "Don't come in here and don't take their money, because you are going to regret it."
Yeah, and that's what somebody's like. Well, do you really think they're doing anything? I'm like, have you met the Northern Irish? These people have been pissing. They've been fighting with their own for hundreds of years. You really think they're going to stop?
And not just that, but they hate the British with a burning passion for a very fucking good reason. And they were a counter away from killing Thatcher at the height
Yeah.
of her power.
Yeah.
So, and they had plans how to kill the royal family, and they tried actively.
Well, remember when they got what's his name, the uncle, Lord,
Mountbatten.
Lord Mountbatten. I mean, blew that goddamn boat to hell.
Yes, precisely, and there was a reason why the British armed forces were tied down in Northern Ireland, and why there were so many SAS units at that time in the 70s and the 80s, and the British called this time the Troubles,
Yep.
when they were fighting effectively a guerrilla war in their own backyards.
Yeah, that was always kind of the running joke. The worst part of the British Empire was their own backyard.
Yes.
Where they had the most problems was their own backyard. So, but
Yeah, so if something is going to start with the British, it will be there.
I really did though. I'm like, oh boy, they're gonna do it. I mean, Queen Victoria said the British grumble, but they do not revolt. And I'm like, well, that's about to go right down the.
No.
No.
They're so beaten
No.
down that they're
Yeah.
and they're so
And I mean-
rigid in their,
And I mean, just look at the available options. There is Farage, and you can say good things about Farage. You can say bad things about Farage. The thing is, he lied through his teeth for the past 10 to 20 years, and people remember that. There are the conservatives, the Tories, and I mean, listen, at least fucking let us live through and lived out a prime minister. And
Well,
and
the Tories
and
are just liberals going the speed limit. That's
Precisely,
Like I said, that's what I
precisely.
stole from I stole that line. So
precisely. The Labour, Keir the importer.
if you want to watch an interesting show for those that watch the Lotus Eaters, they just did about a 40-minute talk about Keir Starmer. He's not human.
I just like the nickname that people have come up for him. It's Kier 1
Two-tier.
Imports.
Oh, Keir 1, yeah. Two-tier Keir or Keir 1 imports, yeah.
Oh, I like Hair Starmer.
That's a good one too.
But they just did a full workup of him. He's not a sociopath. He's like psychopath level personality. Like he has nothing that isn't work. He even talks about, well, when I go home, we talk about what we're going to do in the afternoon, like normal human beings always do. Ha 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 ha.
Ah, so like a Zuckerberg.
He makes Zuckerberg look fucking human, man. This Starmer he's like, and he talks about himself in the third person. So he's like, well, what Keir does is a bit different than what other normal humans do. And I'm like,
And just think back, before Keir Starmer, the top dog in the Labour Party was Jeremy Corbyn, who was a cunt haraway about calling for a fucking intifada in Britain.
yeah.
Speaking of Zuckerberg, it blows me away that this man came out and flat out said the Biden-Harris administration told him to censor information, and nobody fucking blinked.
Well, I mean, it's like when they said that there's proof there's UFOs. We're like, yeah.
I mean, it's just
The CIA killed
confirmation.
Kennedy. Yeah.
But
I mean,
again,
Vizi, it just confirms what everybody suspected.
But even, I know what he's
Right.
saying. Even leftists didn't say anything.
right, and
They didn't even deny it.
even all these people that are like, oh, anything's better than Trump. It's like you're literally okay with the party that you're voting for colluding with social media and big tech to fucking censor information. That's what you're voting for.
The only thing I saw that was different is they tried to say, well, it's not against the law because it's big tech doing it. Yes, but they're doing it at behest of the government.
Exactly.
That's First Amendment right there. But yeah, nobody was surprised by that. Even the left wasn't surprised.
I wasn't surprised by it either, but, actually, we get confirmation. Zuckerberg comes out and says, you know what? I was approached by the government. They said, you need to censor this thing, you need to censor that thing, and we went ahead and did it, and now I feel bad. Fuck you. What do you mean?
Yeah. You feel bad, huh?
I mean, listen, in a normal country, he would lose his business, he would lose his
Lose his fucking
shares,
head.
and he would go into a 2x2.
Yeah, he'd have a car accident.
Yeah, it's...
In a normal world, but in America,
Oh God, we are.
But that's where you have...
In
all this-
America, yeah.
That's what pisses me the fuck off about all these fucking streamers that sit there and talk about how Trump is so terrible, but they completely gloss over all the bullshit that the fucking Democrats do.
But they can't say why. Most of what they say is made up bullshit that has been debunked multiple times. That's all they have. Well, he's a racist. No, really? What race? Well, my favorite is he's an anti-Semite. You know about his son-in-law, right? And his kids and his daughter, his beloved daughter.
And grandchildren.
His grandchildren. Yeah. And it's like everything they say is 9 times out of 10. Even the I got to be careful. Even the grape complaint that they're saying, yeah, of somebody underage, and I'm like, and the only thing I've seen is one document that's not attached to anything. There's no proof. Okay, what case is it attached to? What investigation is it attached to? Well, they're suppressing it. They who? Biden Harris? The people that would love to put the man away?
Yeah.
I mean, my favorite was from the 2016 campaign when it came out that grab them by the pussy. And
Yeah, wasn't
if
that like
you think about it, it just means that you have to have the confidence to get the bitch.
They're literally
And grabbing
they're
them
l-
by the
They
pussy
let you.
is that.
Yeah. Well,
Specifically said they let you grab. So consent was given.
the other one that cracks me up is when they do the. Well, he said there's nothing better than top tier pussy. And
Yeah,
You're bottom tier without telling me you're bottom tier.
yeah, it's like, and if you've never had top tier, then I guess I understand why you're confused and upset. But you know,
Look at him.
Or why it's never an issue when you pay hush money after fucking a porn star.
that's the only thing. And my only question is, dude, you didn't have to. I mean, maybe it was just that you wanted to know one time what the big deal was, and you discovered there wasn't one.
I'm just saying, when it came out, and they still use her as a credible source when she came out on stand, and you know, it was like, oh, I talk to dead people sometimes. I was just like,
What? Bitch, be crazy.
I mean, listen, bitch did porn, so
rape fantasies.
But again, like I said, bragging, you know, going, okay, maybe he just wanted to know, okay, I gotta know, what's the big deal? Okay, it was like a hot dog down the hallway. That's done.
yeah, you know,
He's like, we were so close to staying monetized.
I'm just saying, you know, there's so much corrupt shit that people are willing to look over that the Democrats do just because they don't like Trump. And I see it every day, especially on, like I said, all these people that are, and I don't know, look, I don't know if it's because these people are being paid by Progressive Victory or what, but they will never fucking say anything. Never.
Well, the reason is because there's a reputable source. The source, it never cites its sources, but it's a reputable source because CNN says it's a reputable source. Just consume the news.
They literally source themselves.
Like that.
Yeah.
How dare you?
It turns into I'll cite my source, and then they cite their source, and it's from the same branch company, it's the same News Corp, and they just keep using their own self-fulfilling prophecy.
Yep.
Yeah, or the source is being taken out of context, using kind of an off-topic example, like the Lord of the Rings shit, where it's like, well, Tolkien said the orcs are redeemable, and then you go to the letter that they're referencing, and you read it, and he didn't say that. It's the same thing with this thing. They'll use the whole grab him by the pussy. I can't do a good Trump voice. And then they'll take that out of context. Or like the whole good people on both sides thing. Again, they'll take something out of context that's not even being used in the context that they're trying to frame it as. And then the average Twitter user is too fucking stupid. Wait a minute. Most of the people here use Twitter.
That are terminally on Twitter, though. There's a big
But
difference.
they may even go as far as to say, it's coming from somebody that knows, you know, what this person thinks, or someone close to the source. And
well, the whole military is was it losers, and that was literally from a disgruntled staffer. That entire thing was from a disgruntled staffer, not recorded, not in any way confirmed. And they take it as gospel, and I'm like, yes, because nobody's ever had a pissy employee before say stupid shit.
Sounds like a really legit source.
Yeah.
Should be completely thrown out and dismissed.
Well, you saw
grab him by the pussy. It's great.
You saw how mad they got when somebody created that, what was it, Kamala HQ Lies account?
They went after Tim Pool.
They got so mad that account was fucking debunking every single propaganda fucking post that they put out. And people were like, oh, you're so triggered you had to create this account. And it's like, Yeah, because they're fucking lying.
Yeah.
These people are allergic to sunlight.
One of my personal favorite is this one dumb bitch who had like, I want to say like 500,000 followers on Twitter, was like, Elon Musk needs to shut up and quit interfering in our election. I said, he gets to vote. What?
Yeah.
He's a fucking U.S. citizen. He gets
Puerto
to
Rico
vote too.
all over
Dom.
again.
It really is. We need to deport him back to South Africa. You know, it's like,
it's only good when we do it.
Yes, because you can morally you can justify
different.
anything evil, anything morally wrong when you are on the right side of history.
It's different.
It's different when we do it because we're on the wrong side of
right.
history.
Well,
Yeah.
as Brendan Herrera said, it's not a war crime if you're the winner.
yeah.
Mm.
I mean, yeah, that's terrible. Hmm.
Also, if it's not a war crime if you're enjoying doing it.
It's not a
Oh,
war
that's
crime
the
the
UN
first time.
peacekeepers.
It's not a war crime unless there's proof.
But, you know, it's just so crazy how common or how used to we've gotten to like straight up propaganda. You know, you see.
I mean,
you're
that's
just like,
that's the 24-hour news cycle for you.
yeah.
They have to create content, have to create controversy to justify their existence.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
nobody
Then it turns
needs
into-
that fucking many news anchors. Nobody needs
No.
that many news segments. Nobody needs Rachel Maddow, Chris Hayes, Keith Olbermann, and all these other overpaid actors, because they are not reporters, they are not investigative journalists. They are paid there to
They're actors.
pretend, to sit there and pretend, and
Yep.
act shocked, act outrage, and generate controversy.
Yeah.
See,
It's the whole thing
I'm
with
older.
if it's not happening, but if it's happening, it's a good thing.
In my lifetime, I'm old enough to remember vaguely a president having to leave office for doing something they all did. He just got caught,
Yeah.
which was Nixon.
Yep.
They forced him
was that
out,
the water
and they didn't
thing?
need a 20. Yeah, they didn't. He did nothing that they all don't do. They all try to dig up dirt on their opponents. It's just he hired idiots and they got caught, and they made him leave. Motherfucker walked. Okay, he left office. Now, and that was on a 2-hour a night news cycle. Okay, you had an hour in the
Yeah.
morning, you had an hour in the evening.
Yes,
That was
I mean, just think back about 23 years ago. You watched what happened on 9/11, and then you watched all the news media cheerleading Colin Powell lying, George Bush lying, and cheerleading effectively the destabilization of the Middle East. Because it generated views.
Unfortunately, the proof of concept for the 24-hour news cycle was the Gulf War. 1991.
Yep.
CNN went over there and had no. I didn't know my wife at the time. She did not know me. She was scared shitless. They had her terrified, watching the bombs, watching the fucking night vision bullshit. You know, thinking that, oh my God, we're about to blow the fuck up. This is gonna be another Vietnam. You know, blah 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 blah. And they had people scared to death. My own mother's like, what the hell did my son just go off to? You know, and then I come home. Hey, Mom, what happened? Oh, you know, got a little fucked up, but I'm good to go. But that was the proof of concept for a 24-hour news cycle. So everybody was like, well, we all got to do that now.
Yes.
You know, look at that shit, man. They watch that. People like lived in front of their TV watching that shit.
Yes, but unfortunately the Balkans wasn't that colorful. And also it wasn't that easy to have a good side and a bad side.
Yeah, I was going to say they could show the Balkans, but most of what they could have shown probably would have horrified people. So, you know.
Yes,
Yeah.
because everybody was ethnic cleansing.
Yeah.
You say that like it's a bad thing.
I mean,
I think I've heard that song before.
it was just a reality.
Wheezy,
Yo,
your screen just went Crazy. You just blurred the shit out of your screen. It's all pixelated now.
Really?
Yeah, as soon as you put your hand up and play with your ponytail or whatever, it just went. Yeah.
Huh. I don't know.
Maybe it's just through Discord. I don't know.
Maybe it looked normal on my side.
Maybe it only sees movement.
I mean, to be fair, if you have to normalize something, is it truly normal combat?
They come out at night mostly.
I mean, no. That's why I've hated the last, 8 years? It's too many people saying, we need to normalize. No, you don't have to normalize fucking anything. Normal is normal.
So how do we know that your screen is normal? Maybe something did happen, and you're lying to us.
Because CNN said so.
Oh, okay, that checks out. Yeah, okay, that's fair.
And what Weezy is now Suck Puppet operated by Beto O'Rourke.
I saw it on the View.
I'm yeah. If all of a sudden I say that I'm a supporter of Joy Reid and Anna Navarro and all them, you know I've been kidnapped.
We'll send the rescue team.
Yeah,
we'll send the rescue team.
Just blink twice.
Yeah.
I'm not going to save you.
I thought about doing that as an experiment of just starting to put out pro fucking Biden content and see how well my numbers do.
On YouTube, you do amazing. On Twitter, not so much.
Oh yeah, but I'm talking about.
But you can still try.
On YouTube, you'd make bank.
Just to see what happens.
You want the numbers? Just go to Reddit.
Yeah, I just gotta start. Biden was the greatest president ever, and I'm absolutely voting for Kamala. And we need 800,000 million illegals. Oh, sorry, migrants. And
holy shit, you just lost subs.
YouTube, please, please give me my monetization back.
Yeah, but then what you get is 2 days later, see that Shadow and I kicking down your door with rifles like, Weezy, you okay?
Well, that's why I'm warning y'all.
Hold on,
ahead of time.
you say that like I care enough about him to go to his house.
Technically, you're
yeah,
closer.
but I mean, I'm gonna say Weezy will know Weezy's in trouble when he starts broadcasting and there isn't a room full of shit behind him. It'll just be like this empty room, and he'll be like, "Yeah, guys, I got rid of all my 40K stuff." Oh fuck!
I mean,
that's
the time when you see that have to borrow that MRAP from the local police.
Okay, shit, they'd be happy to get rid of the damn thing if it would actually make it out of the parking lot.
Just know which one bridge you can drive it over.
That would be like Badger all of a sudden saying, "Yeah, I got rid of all my 40K stuff." If you've ever seen his video.
Fucking hell, that man is something else.
Oh man, just his basement. That's why he doesn't want to leave. He has to move all that shit.
I mean, he can play out the Horus Heresy in his basement with his minis, so...
Bro,
now he just needs to paint.
Dude, he could do the horse one-on-one. Literally.
If Weezy had a video with none of his Warhammer stuff in the background, would know that it's an ISIS terrorist capture video.
Look, I'm just saying, fucking GW is a fucking hair away from making me do that. Just saying.
Oh, for real.
To be fair, you could have freaking trans Henry, like they could have forced Henry Cavill into a wig and made him play a trans Space Marine. I doubt you'd get rid of your 40K stuff. Like that's just how dedicated.
I don't know, man. That's a bridge too far right there.
Yeah.
If
I agree.
If they decided to keep going down that route of the lore doesn't fucking matter, then I will absolutely sell most of my shit off.
Okay, since we have more people here, we know Weezy didn't pre-purchase Space Marine 2. Pug, you said you didn't, right?
I think that was mainly because he couldn't get the statue, wasn't it?
Yeah, he couldn't get the statue, but
no, I could have.
I'd buy it 5 minutes before it fucking launches.
No, I said
I
earlier.
pre-ordered it, but I got it for PS5.
No, I said earlier
I
the only
never
reason I didn't
pre-ordered.
buy, yeah, I didn't buy it because it was like $315 for the collector's edition. I was like, fuck that.
Oh.
Yeah. And I just
I didn't-
never
I-
pre-order anything.
I
I
think
did-
Marzana went full nerd, but
What?
I didn't pre-order it because I still have yet to get past that orc boss. I don't know what it is
Space
about
Marine
that
2.
boss. I just can't get past it. So
Yeah,
Give him
I know
that.
Marzana got it because she wants
Yeah.
to play a Netlord.
Yeah,
I got okay. First of all, I didn't want to give them any money. All right, but I did
Here we
get
go.
I did get peer pressured into it. So yeah,
You're
I
welcome.
got,
By
but I just
whom?
got the basic version, nothing extra. If I don't like it, I will absolutely return it without a second thought.
Combat, you're welcome. I am going to strike another Marzana rant for you.
oh, no.
You haven't seen me go on a rant, boy.
Yes, I have. Yes, you have.
ooh,
Combat
no,
made
you
my
did.
first-
You did kind of go on a rant
What?
Oh,
months
okay,
ago.
I did go on a rant about the femstodies. Yes, you're right.
Yes,
Yes.
yes, it literally doubled his subs overnight.
yeah, that was funny.
Yeah.
And of course, I had all the
And
people
I'm
saying the
trying to
usual
do it
shit.
again.
And all of us lads were doing the Jack Nicholson head nod, like, yeah, go off, Queen, let's go.
Yeah, that was the
Oh.
one that got
God.
copyright striked by the fucking
Oh, the John Cena.
yeah, the John Cena
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah, Marzana copyrighted. YouTube.
Marzina. See, Marzina. See, say Marzina.
But yeah, no, I'm.
You mean
I'm still-
Martina?
You know, you're talking about getting views earlier before, and I was like, you know, can you simulcast, like, can you broadcast two videos at the same time, Wheezy, on YouTube, or is it only one at a time? Because you could have two videos going at the same time.
Yeah, I
You
don't.
could have one that's like pro Biden, Kamala, and then like one that's like pro Trump, and then see which one does the better views.
I mean, yeah, I could try that. I have a funny
That
feeling
would
I
be
already know
funny.
the answer, but
But do you really want to do a pro Biden or pro
No.
Harris video?
no.
I'm gonna say,
Or
how are you
is
gonna
it-
say without throwing up?
I mean,
I
not
think,
just
I
that,
think
but
it would actually require all of us to rub our, brains together to come up with pro Kamala and Biden.
Okay, I
stuff.
thought you were
That's
going
fucking
another
serious.
direction with that. So, okay.
I
can-
bet you were.
Actually, it's very
Oh.
inconvenient.
Oh man, I was like, wait a minute. Rob,
See,
what?
I think it's actually really difficult to think
What?
of something positive without lying.
Actually, it's super
Rubbing
easy,
the
but it's
Biden?
inconvenient. You just appeal to the Marxist liberal paradigm. Like that's all you do. Instead of like trying to appeal to the American people, you appeal to the liberals.
Yeah, but how? How
Lowest
can you
common-
use that for
lowest
Free
common
shit,
denominator, free shit, free shit,
We're gonna
free
tax-
money,
We're gonna tax the rich.
free
Call
free
out the
money,
fact that,
free healthcare.
Call out
Remember-
the fact that Trump is like a billionaire or something. Whine about that shit.
Remember, she wants
Oh,
to
he did.
implement an increase in the capital gains tax, and she wants to implement a little something which some of you may understand, which is unrealized capital gains.
Yeah.
what?
For those,
Wait, that's like if your house prices go up, and it's like, okay,
Yes.
well now you have to pay more for your house,
yes,
and it's
you
like, well, I
or
don't
your
have that
business.
money. So
If your
it's
business
not even
goes up
like
in Yes,
so that's like money that you don't even possess.
yes,
That's imaginary money.
that is literally what caused my grandfather to lose his ranch in Montana, is because they
Holy
implemented an unrealized capital gains tax and come out and said, "Sir, your ranch is worth $2.5 million." And he's like looking in his wallet, and there's like $5 in it. For anybody that's ever been part of a ranch or a farm, the money is tied up in the fields or in livestock.
Yeah.
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 Now you will pay taxes on that value.
Nah.
And
Yeah,
then
nah.
if somehow you survive that, then you sell or you die. Let's say you die trying to pay those taxes.
So essentially, it's forcing you to sell your shit.
You're going to
That's the
and
point.
you're gonna sell it to a conglomerate that is buying up all the whatever it is in the area, cattle
This actually
ranches,
explains why so much you get those properties that have like really large acreage, and then they have to start subdividing it and selling off a bit of it, bit
Yeah.
by bit by bit,
Yeah, we had
because they can't
5,000
afford
acres.
the land taxes.
Yeah, we had 5,000
Welcome to
acres, which in
America.
Montana is small. Yeah, that's a pretty small place.
Jeez.
But yeah.
You should normalize
but, you know, they
firebombing
paid off.
government officials.
But you know they paid the off student loans, and they're promising to do what Trump wants to do with the no tax on tips.
But they want capital gains, unrealized capital gains. They want the we're going to start taxing 100 million. And everybody's like, well, that doesn't matter. Okay, but Elizabeth Warren's already started talking about bringing that down to 50 million. Then they're going to bring it down to 25. Then they're going to bring it down to 10. And you're like, well, 10 million. Okay, but think about a business. You could have a moderately successful small business worth $10 million. That's not a massive amount.
It's really not, because if you have like a hole in the wall, like Hobby Stop, for example, and you get like you have tournaments every weekend or something, and you're striving under Trump, and you've got like you said, you've got X amount of money, and then after that all new laws comes in, you're just like, okay, well, I have to sell everything. It's not worth that. Like, I can't sell it for what they say it's worth, but now I've got nothing.
Yeah, that is absolutely the problem. It's the same thing with like a while back, Vox was talking about like taxing your wealth, like what your net worth is, and it's the same fucking problem. Like, because a lot of that value may not actually be liquid wealth, and if you were to sell something, it immediately depreciates as well. So you're just actively destroying the. You're not just fucking over in individuals' living conditions. You're also destroying the fucking economy with this shit.
Yeah.
Because you're
so it's essentially, even after you've sold everything, you're also selling the debt as well.
Yeah. So, for example, the company Wheezy works for, a small oil and gas company, is probably worth several $1 million on paper.
Yeah.
On paper.
On paper, exactly.
Yeah, because
So-
it's only
potential
liquidating
money.
it starts devaluing.
So they come along and say, well, you have a capital gains tax because the price of oil went up. Okay, but we haven't got it yet. I didn't fucking ask you if you have it. You have a capital gains. And you have unrealized.
It's what you can potentially own.
So the owner drops dead tomorrow. Oh, well, I'm sorry. You're going to pay 40, 50% tax on the inheritance. What? At the value we assign it. Not the value it is, not what it makes, not its profitability, but the value we assign. Because their goal is to make something on the order of $1 trillion.
Damn.
$1 trillion.
Well, it's just like that idiot, the one that was posting, "Oh, if you live in an apartment, then you don't need to worry about the unrealized tax, whatever."
That's bullshit.
No,
and it was like
do.
you do. Yeah, the landlord, the fucking company.
If the cost of a resource you use to make your product increases, you increase your prices or you shut down. If the landlord's resource is that apartment, so if the landlord is forced to go, hey, you can't, we are going to minimize your ability to return on your investment. The landlord either sells the building, at which point there's going to be a change, and you may even see the building torn down for condos, or
raise the rent.
You'll see rent increase, and it'll fuck everything up for everyone, and no one wants that.
Where I live,
and you got all these people that are complaining about food deserts already. It's only going to get worse.
Yep.
So the property that I live on, these were former condos that they turned back into apartments. So they're pretty high end, even though we are paying literally the peak rent for this area. If they continue to raise the rent, people are just going to start leaving in droves. The property was recently sold at $55 million.
Holy!
It ain't that big a fucking property. So there you are. Now they decide to, okay, well, there's an unrealized capital gains because the price of property went up or real estate prices went up in your area because we actually live in a nice suburb that we don't hear gunshots every night. So it's a nice. So now and we're surrounded by houses that they don't look like it, but are probably $500,000 plus value. So, they're going to have to start paying those taxes. And just like you guys just said, the taxes go up. Well, the rent's got to cover that shit. This property has been sold twice now since we lived here, and I'm getting a little nervous. So, but
I think you guys are America's following Australia, because we've got places here that it's literally falling apart, and they're selling for $2 million, and that's like, this isn't even. You would have to have somebody come in, make it worthy of living in, because it's a rundown junkie shack. And it's selling for $2 million. And it's not the house, it's the property value and the potential, money that you could get from it. It's all bullshit. And it sounds like you guys are going down the same
and that's
direction.
the problem. They put a new roof on all the buildings. They've painted the buildings. They've upgraded the buildings. They've upgraded the fixtures inside. We live right next to a nature preserve. So we butt right up against basically a Florida nature preserve, which is a fancy way of saying a fucking swamp. We butt up against the swamp full of gators. But the property is worth a fortune.
Yeah.
And that's why it was $55 million. The place is not worth half that.
No.
And that's just it. If they raise the rent again, they've been told, you guys are at the top tier of rent. I mean, we live in a 1-bedroom, 1-bath, under 1,000 square feet, paying $1,800 a month.
Jeez.
And that's in Florida. That ain't New York. That ain't, and we're in a fucking suburb of we're not even a suburb of a city. We're in basically a community. And that's top tier rent here. So, yeah. And they want to come in because what they want to do, one of their plans is they want to build 3 million new homes. Not for Wheezy, not for me, not for Marzana, but for illegals.
Oh, I was going to say Cuba.
I did see that.
3 million homes. Now do the math and see what that costs. If you keep it at normal construction rates, you are looking at $500 billion. $500 billion.
Oh, and guess who they're paying to build
doing the
those
same
homes?
thing.
So you might as well figure
money.
double. $1 trillion.
Yep.
And it's not going to be. It's not
That's
going
not
to be
even real
CDOT
money.
building those.
Yeah, that's not even real numbers at this point.
Yeah.
They're fucking made up numbers and shit.
Yep. And it's not going to be CDOT building those homes. It's not going to be Combat building those homes. It's not going to be Marzana's family building those homes. Guess who's going to be getting paid to build those homes?
The families and friends of the people in charge.
I was going to say the illegals for like a half-hearted hand job and a fucking condom, but that worked.
Yeah, but I'm
Well,
talking
they'll
about
probably hire some of them as well, but it'll be the companies that are in the know and under the table.
Yeah, so it'll be the illegals getting paid like the couple of dollars to actually do the hard labor, and then the big old company reaping all the benefits.
Yeah, and it won't be built to proper standards either. It'll be quick jobs.
No,
it'll be the brother-in-law of Nancy Pelosi or some goofy shit.
Because why do the peasants need to have? Why do the peasants deserve good housing, guys? Why? Like, for what reason?
Apparently we don't, because we live under serfdom.
If we don't have the illegals, who's going to clean our toilets, right?
Oh God, I loved watching that because that was it Kelly Osbourne, whatever her name is. She got chewed out for that. Who's going to clean your toilets, Trump? And all of the women went.
That's the quiet part out loud.
When even Whoopi Goldberg looks at you like, what?
White girl, what?
White girl, what?
Well, as much as I love all of y'all, we've gone over the 3-hour mark.
Yes, we have.
That's my fault.
No, it's fine. Y'all came in late, so I wanted to give y'all a chance to talk. So.
Oh, my bad.
All right. Remember, vote for Kamala.
Kamala.
No, Kamala.
Camel toe.
But yeah, my
Camel toe.
Also,
my idea of moving forward, at least until I probably won't do anything 40K related until Space Marine comes out. So
Well, that'll be this time next week. So
yeah, depending on how that goes, we might do the same thing next weekend.
Hell yeah.
I mean, not focusing strictly on the hobby, but just shit in general.
Listen, there is always a possibility that some retard on Twitter that you haven't blocked will blow up.
Yeah, yeah,
Or just
Or shadow
announce her again.
yeah. But I mean, fortunately,
I volunteer as tribute.
fortunately,
what
it's
were
been
we
kind of
talking-
quiet. So
Shadow, what were we talking about on Twitter that they said something about women in hobbies or something?
what?
We were talking about something and we said that, Marzana would get a skinning knife and go after people.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
Fuck,
Wasn't
it
it
was
just
like-
some idiot that was like, the whole there's no women in hobbies, and we're like,
Oh, no, it was like chuds are evil and like all chuds are like white men or something, like one of those stupid arguments, and I'm like,
yeah, they're all incels that don't know any women, and I'm like,
Wow.
and
we're
it
like-
was in response to the Faces of Warhammer thing where it's a bunch
Yeah.
of white guys, and I'm just like, we are way more diverse. And calling like if you were to call Feyrak a white man, he would start screaming at you in Mandarin. If you called Marzana
white
That
dude.
explains Shadow's photo the other day.
What about-
It's like your
What about
diversity, my
Swanee
friendship
and,
group.
Well, that's what we said. We
Step
started
bananas.
naming off people. We said Marzana, there's Runesong, there's Swanee, there's Gaunt.
Feral. There's Feral. Feral
There's
was
Feral, yeah, and-
The Yupper would be angry.
The Yoper, she'd be getting flat out pissed and start cutting your throat,
Hold on, I'm trying
I
to
love
find
that
it.
accent.
I'm trying
Oh,
to find
God.
it. I tweet like a freaking to quote a friend. I tweet like a teenage girl. So I
Yeah, and it was just so funny because it was like we can name off all these women that are just in our immediate friends group that we talk to.
Oh, and that's just women. And then if you name all of the people that are actually diverse.
Oh, here we go. I found it.
I mean, we
So
have
it was-
humans, we have Italians, we have Hungarians.
We have
Hold on,
racists.
Okay, no, there's something different actually. So it was Moondragon basically posting a thing about like women ruining hobbies and how
Oh
like,
yeah,
women have a bad rap because of that. You're like, for those commenting, real
Bruh.
nerd girls are not upset about this. They most definitely are. The ones I've spoken to feel this is why they get pained with the whole "What is your OnlyFans? Send me nudes" brush. And then I go, fucking hell, I'm dying imagining how some of the women in the community would have reacted to that.
yeah. It was literally saying any woman in the hobby is immediately going to have her boobs hanging out on camera and basically pushing her OnlyFans, and I'm like, okay. If I handed this off to a
That's
couple of
hella
women I know in the
sexist.
community, yeah, Marzana. I think you said Marzana's going to get like a skinning knife. And come
Yeah,
after
Marzana
him.
gets a cleansing knife. Swanee makes angry Scottish noises. Feral makes Canadian looking at starving German noises.
Yeah.
I said Rune Song had just cut a bitch. I think something like that.
Yeah.
God.
And I can tell
Anyway.
by comment face, he wants us to shut up.
Yeah, he wants to go home now. Dogs are looking at him going, Dad, I'm going to pee on the floor if you don't.
No, look, see, look, I told you. I told you.
Satan.
Oh.
Satan
No.
is white.
No, the dogs are going to pee on the
He's
cats.
the light bringer.
They're
I
all
don't
on
think they'd pee on that cat.
they're all on a schedule.
I don't think
All
they'd
right,
pee on
guys.
that cat. That cat's mean as shit.
I'll leave to help.
All right.
Thanks, guys.
Go away.
Well, I'm ending the
Bye.
stream, so we'll do it again.
All right, he's gone. Now we can keep talking.
Wow.
That's fucked up. I'm